Hello, everyone, and welcome to CloudStationTV. How's everyone doing?
Yo,
Got some amazing people in here. We got Stadia Vet. We got Ray, and who's that under me right there?
Because I'm the king of content. Oh man!
And now
Y'all
you're
knew
king
it was
of
coming.
content, apparently. How you
Y'all knew
doing,
it was
Anthony?
coming. That's the big news.
Man, I'm doing good. I'm been having some personal issues and stuff. But I'm still ticking and going on, and it feels great to be on the show, man. You know me, I'm a fan of the show. I'm always in the comments and stuff. So it was awesome when you guys reached out to me and asked me to be a part of it. So cool.
Thanks for coming, man. It's really appreciated.
Definitely.
And yep. So what's going on, guys? Stadia Vet, what's going on with you?
Just same as usual, same as always. I think I'm pretty much done with the road to recovery from therapy. I finished that up to get the range of motion back in the knee. So I hit the mark was hit 120 degrees. I got that today. So now it's the worst part will be the rest of my appointments, which is strength, and I don't like doing that because that's where they make me do stuff I don't want to do. So outside the personal stuff, it's just stream. I've been trying to get a little bit more in than the normal one show, but I'm trying to get back to where I was with just having fun playing games and enjoying it. And I've been doing that with Stadia, with GeForce Now, with PlayStation Now. So there's so much content and games to choose from. It just makes it's hard to pick what game I want to play sometimes.
There's a lot to do in so little time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Ray Sherrod,
Yo,
3473,
Cyborg.
officially now part of this podcast, joining the team of Cloud Station TV.
Thank you.
So happy to have you on board, man.
Thank you. You know, guys, before Stadia, PlayStation 2 is like my all-time, like I said, my all-time favorite system. But it is great to be here. I've been playing some stuff on my PS5. I'm in love with Enlisted. I could play that game for hours. It just takes me away. So Enlisted.
I'm jealous.
Dude, man, you got them V-Bucks, man. Go get you if you can find a PS5.
Yeah.
But
I'm in the same boat as Spaceman now, except he's got his.
He got his, yeah.
I got mine right here.
I've been playing my PS5, looking at the PlayStation news, and I'm excited, man. Vet just let me know that Rec Fest is coming to the PlayStation Plus, so I'm getting that for free, and I can't wait. See, if you had a PS5, man, we could play some construction derby or something.
I got it on PS Now, but I know it's not the same.
Yeah. So, to anyone wondering, you're joining Cloud Station TV. If you're listening to the podcast audio, we got a bunch of lovely looking people right here. So thank you everyone for joining us. So Anthony.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you answered what was going on with you, but I just got a few questions for you concerning your appearance in this show. First, we're gonna look at your background in terms of PlayStation. So what's your background for gaming on PlayStation? What have you been tinkering with in your past?
PlayStation platform is probably my all-time favorite platform of gaming. Back in the day,
he's not even paid to say that, by the way.
Huh? No.
Not even paid to say that, by the way.
Back in the day, I started off on Atari, obviously, and ColecoVision. Then I upgraded to Nintendo and Sega. And throughout my travels, I spent a lot of time on the Sega Genesis, a lot of time on Dreamcast, a lot of time on a Saturn. I'm just thinking, oh man, Nintendo 64. I had to spend a lot of time, but in the PlayStation ecosystem, I never ever played as much games as I did in a PlayStation ecosystem because I had every PlayStation, and each PlayStation I had, I just played just pretty much the life of it. Like there was a small point in time where I was an Xbox 360 guy, and then once I just converted over to PlayStation, I never looked back. So yeah, PlayStation, man, I got a huge, long history with PlayStation. So I'm glad to be on here because I mess with you guys a lot in the chat about PlayStation, and I think it's like a lot of things. Oh, my guy Josh jumped in. Thanks, man. I just shared that to him and his group. But I'm critical with PlayStation because I like PlayStation the most. Like, I never thought I would be playing a Google Stadia or anything. I thought I was just gonna clearly would have got a PlayStation 5 when it came out. And when they announced Stadia, I was like, I'm a tech guy. Obviously, I got a $2,000 folding phone, right? I love tech, right? So I was like, man, this Stadia thing seems interesting, right? And always hoping that Sony would eventually jump on that. But yeah, so long story short, I'm I got 2 PlayStations in my house, a PlayStation 4 Pro, a regular PlayStation. So yeah, I mean, I was originally a PlayStation guy, so I definitely could talk the talk when it comes to PlayStation because that was my love. I mean, I still have my PlayStation 3, the original, the big one, the 60 gigs that's backwards compatible. Still own it.
Piano classic.
I could pull that out right now. Like,
I got my.
And you don't want to get rid of that because that's like that is probably out of all the PlayStations, I bet you that the 60 gig PS3 is probably the hardest to find.
Probably.
And guess what, man? I went to Goodwill. I saw it in the case, and it was $40 with 2 controllers with all the cords and the plugs. And I was like, yeah, I'd like to buy this. Okay, would you like paper or plastic? You know, and I'm gonna tell you,
like...
it's still here. I don't even touch it because you know why? It's like an old classic car, man. I don't even let my son
once in a while
it.
You take your turtle wax and shine it a little bit.
Yeah. Any of you?
Battlefield.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on. Will you know it?
I can see Anthony playing that one. Hey, that's multiplayer right there.
Forget Battlefield 2. Remember when it came out? It was called Bad Company, and it originally came out. And I mean, dude, I go back, man.
I got my stack over here.
Do you remember when Anthony? Do you remember when that you could get the was it? I don't know if it was demos, but like I think it was Pizza Hut or one of those places used to give you a game when you ordered a certain amount of stuff. It would always be like a different PlayStation game.
No, man, I had the idiot friend that we would go into Walden. We would go into the bookstore, and he would see the magazines, and it'd have the CD, and it would be sealed.
Oh my god, I remember.
And you know what that idiot used to do? Ray, cover me. I said, "What are you doing?" I got us a demo. Come on, go. I'm like, oh my god, no. He wouldn't. I'm like, come on, sir. Here's some money for the magazine. My friend just took the demo that was in the magazine.
Oh man, I've missed those PlayStation demos, man. You would get the little kind of like envelope type thing, and I remember,
in the UK,
PlayStation Underground and PlayStation.
Oh my
god.
Oh
yeah.
You put the disc in, you started, you got a PlayStation, then music, then it started the demo music, like really rocky vibey.
Yeah.
The very first PlayStation demo with the games on it. Can you remember what those games were?
Yeah, remember Extreme Games that you was riding on the bike and all of that stuff?
Wasn't there one with a Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Parapet Rapper, and a few other ones? I think that was the second one.
No, that was the second one. No,
I can't imagine.
No, hold up.
Spyro
you ready?
was probably on one of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, ready?
I know. He's
ready.
Go ahead.
All right, so it had the Extreme Games.
Yes.
It had Warhawk. It had Wipeout. It had Destruction Derby and Twisted Metal.
Okay, there you go. There was also a game. There was also a game called Jumpin' Flash.
Yes.
Squid said Tumba.
But my boy, I will. The Cowboy. He's on. See, he knows.
Told you, bro. Listen, y'all might mess with me about this and that, but I used to bleed PlayStation. That's why I could talk PlayStation. Listen, I love PlayStation, man. That's why I give them a hard time.
Wait a minute. Was you a PlayStation Slim or were you the big one?
Nah, I was the Slim. No, I was always the guy to buy. Because here's the thing, I always bought my systems day one. Even
that
the
box.
That
thing was wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you have it up or did you have it down?
No, I always had it down.
Yeah,
But when
I
everybody
got a
would say,
PS2, but I don't have the fat one. I
okay,
got the
yeah, when
slim
everybody
one.
would say like, oh, I
that's
don't
what you
like to get
said.
stuff day one because they messed up, I take my chances. But I had to have my system day one. Had to.
All right.
That was me. So I never owned a slim of anything because I always had the first iteration.
You know, guess what? Guess what? You know what? You said you
What
didn't
is it?
have a slim?
No, sir.
Okay. Because I got a fat one and I got a slim and I got a slim.
Wow.
Okay.
The only time I was screwed one time was when the PlayStation 4 came out. I got it day one, and I was one of the people that had the rare thing where the HDMI port wasn't connected inside, so all I got was a blue screen. So mind you, I bought it day one and had to send it back to Sony, and it took 2 weeks for me to get a new one. I was like,
Oh, that sucks.
that's the only time I ever had an
Yeah.
issue. So a lot of
All right.
people are like, they don't like day one stuff. I take my chances. You know.
I think the only day one purchase I ever made was the Sega Dreamcast,
Okay.
and I spent like $500 on that thing. But that was my only day one purchase.
Only day one for me is Stadia
Okay.
pre-order. I've never had any consoles on day one. By the way, I just want to
that
give a
was-
shout out to people in the chat here
Oh,
that we got
of
at this
course.
point.
Yep.
We got Stadia Pro Gaming. William, thank you for showing up, man. Love you so much. Squid Z is in the chat. What's going on, Squid? Our favorite vegan streamer. We got Rodella, aka iFace Crook, aka what was his name before? Anyway, he had another name before.
I can't keep track of his names.
Yeah, he keeps rebranding, but we love him. He likes to give us some heckling with his Xbox brand. And we got Ray and Stadia Vet. What are you guys doing in the chat?
We're everywhere.
So welcome everyone. It's nice seeing you. And we got Josh Waring,
Yes.
which is from Anthony's crowd from what I got earlier. Welcome very much to CloudStationTV.
Yeah.
My guy.
Where the PlayStation podcast focus on cloud gaming.
Gotcha.
So gonna proceed with another question to Anthony.
Yes, sir.
What has been your favorite game on PlayStation on any of them? Your
That's
one
easy.
favorite game.
My favorite game of all time, period, is Prototype. So Prototype 1 and 2. I like games that allow you to do so people think of Grand Theft Auto as like the ultimate sandbox game, right? You could jump in a car, you could drive, you could be in a helicopter, you get in a boat. But for me, Prototype is like Grand Theft Auto with superpowers to the max, where you don't even turn it down ever. Prototype for me is just amazing. You know, you got this character Alex Mercer in part one. I mean, he could do anything. I mean, the engine was built off of Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, and that game was amazing. I feel bad for the people who never played it. So the company called Radical, they made Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction, which was a PlayStation 2 game, Xbox 360 game, and then they decided, hey, let's take the system, make a game called Prototype. And Alex Mercer got a virus, and the virus pretty much gave him like supernatural powers. You could turn like your hand into a blade and cut people up. I mean, it's violent.
That was PS3, right?
Yeah, when you grab people, you absorb them, and that's how you get your energy back.
Yeah.
You could run off the side of buildings, jump and glide down the street. It's just amazing, and that is my all-time favorite game because I can't think of any one game that allow you to do as many different things. Like you could turn into a person and run around and sneak. So it could be like Grand Theft Auto where people can't see you. You could jump into tanks. You could jump into hell. You could turn your arm into a tentacle and make it go all the way in the air and grab a helicopter and pull you up, kill the guy, jump in the helicopter, fly it. You could grab a person, run up a building and throw them at a helicopter. I mean, you can do just about everything in that game. So
yeah, I remember when that game came out. It came out around the same time that Infamous came out.
Yes.
And it was a lot of debate because both were kind of similar. It was open world.
I liked them both.
Yeah.
I liked them both.
I really liked Infamous. That was one of my favorite games. And I don't know how I felt about, I liked playing the second one, Infamous 2. But I still
it didn't have the
day,
magic
like,
the first one had.
Yeah.
Yeah, to this, like, I liked the game, but it just didn't, give me the same effect that the
What-
first one did.
You know what? Because the first one, the story was so good, and the twist, like, so I was in a prototype, so I wasn't into that one.
Yeah.
Totally agree on that.
Oh, Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts.
I gotta
Okay.
give
And
Yeah.
I wasn't in the I was in the prototype, so I wasn't into that. But my buddy, my best friend, he played the Infamous, so we would always talk to each other about both. And while
Yeah.
Infamous had special powers and it was really good, the story was driven. Prototype, on the other hand, just like took the training wheels off, just took the handcuffs and let you do whatever. And Infamous, you kind of had a story you followed through, and you got more and more powerful. And Prototype was just like, go do it. And so, but I
Yeah.
think what I learned was the story was so deep, and the twist at the end of Infamous, it was hard for part 2 to beat that. And they tried to do something different, but you just couldn't outdo what happened. Whereas
Yeah.
Prototype 2, you said, listen, we're going to go to the next level. We're going to make the guy you loved and used be the bad guy of the next game and fight against him. And that was just like, what? So
I had the feeling like Infamous was more Marvel and Prototype was more DC like. The kind of tone to the
It's a
game,
good
to the story.
comparison.
Like,
I think
this is why I would say
need to
no.
live with the U.S. time zones. All the best shows are on the. Thank you, Rock.
Thanks,
Love you,
Rock.
Rock. Thank you.
Adam, thank you very much for coming.
I got to
Nice
disagree
meeting
with
you.
that. And one reason why that definitely isn't true. Number one, remember what I said. Radical created Hulk Ultimate Destruction. That's the Hulk Ultimate Destruction engine. That was a Marvel game. This feels, you pretty much are the Hulk. Like whenever you ever seen in a movie, game, whatever, when the Hulk grab a car and rip it together and make it the Hulk hands, that started in Hulk Ultimate Destruction video game. That's the first time that ever was done. And then you see it in movies, you've seen it in other games, right? So they literally took like everything from Hulk Ultimate Destruction and put it in Prototype. So that's very much a Marvel-ish game.
Okay. Good point. Good point. So now on to the next question. Have you tried PS Now, and how has your experience been with it?
I have never, which is crazy, tried PS Now. So when the cloud stuff start coming out, the new cloud, because we all know PS Now came out forever ago, 2014, something like that. So when Stadia came out and Project X Cloud came out, I was like, I want to try them all. So I kept telling myself, man, I still need to try PS Now. But the bad thing with PS Now was it always had the rumor that it was trash. So I was just like, and on top of that, let's be fair. When PS Now came out, it was PlayStation's answer to not being backwards compatible. PlayStation 4 answer to not being backwards. Ooh, Tomb Raider. Good shout out.
Yeah. Tony Hawk.
So when PlayStation Now came out, it was oh hey, we know that the PlayStation 4 is not backwards compatible. However, we have a thing called PlayStation Now, and you could play all of your classic games. You pay a subscription, but then it didn't run well. And when it first came out, it didn't allow you to download them. So back then,
it was expensive.
Yeah, we would have chose downloading over the cloud because it ran so terrible. So I just never ever. It was just a like whatever. I buy my games. I don't care. I'm more like I moved on. Yeah, those had some cool games, but I'm not playing none of my old games. I still have my PS3 if I really want to play it, whatever. So I never ever tried PlayStation Now, and I never got around to it because you guys was the ones that told me that it got. Vet was the one that told me it got better, and I was like, oh wow. So
well,
if you backtrack in my tweets, myself, I was saying that it was bad. It was actually in a thread that I exchanged with Rock, Adam, in the chat here, that he told me that I should give it another try and that it was now 1080p. And I had trouble believing him. It's like, no, it's even says it's 720p. So
yeah, see, I came out with the same.
Eddie Player One is in the chat. Hey, panel.
I came out with the same thing, and I think I even DrSpaceman, you were talking about it, and I think that's when we started chatting about it because I did a stream of it. I wanted to show it off, and I used Call of Duty as my go-to because I figured if I'm gonna really showcase PS Now that it's gotten better, that's probably the best game to choose because there's so much that could go wrong with that latency wise. There's so much action that the slightest latency would have killed it, or input delay, or anything, and I didn't notice a thing.
Can I
Yeah,
tell you my
it's
first experience?
go ahead, right?
Man, I'm just keeping it real. When I first played it, I was playing what's that, Bloodborne? Oh my God, it was horrible. I couldn't play it. And then I tried playing Vampire, and it wasn't that great. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I love it now. The 1080. I got to play with Vet. We played Dead Island. We ran
Oh, yeah, that
across
was
the
fun.
island. Hey, multiplayer now, and so I love it. I love it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it, but I'll get into why I have yet to play it. But.
Of course. This is an intervention, Cowboy.
We're gonna get you on board, even if it's
We'll-
for a week.
we'll convert you back
even
to
if it's one,
PlayStation.
Let's see.
even
I
if
got
it's
my
1
eyes set
month,
on the target, and it's PlayStation Now.
even if it's 1 month to try it out, just to dip your toes in it. 1 month ain't gonna kill you.
You know, it's cool. Whenever you guys are ready to get into this conversation, then I'll get into it. So I won't say anything yet.
So if I can just share a bit about my personal experience with PlayStation Now, I did talk about it, but I had tried it before. Basically, when there were a lot of talk about Stadia, like before that, I heard it wasn't that great, but they were working on it and improving slowly. And when I heard about Stadia, that Google made the announcement, it was like, is cloud gaming ready? So I tried PlayStation Now on my PS4, and even though I wasn't satisfied by the quality, like it was really washed out, it was 720p and all that, it still felt good enough. Like I played Doom and it was playable. And trying a few games here and there is like, it's really got something interesting, but the technology isn't there. But then researching what Google were doing, it's like, okay, they're stepping it up quite a notch. Like they're bringing 4K, and from what people have been telling, that Project Stream worked extremely well. So that and trying also GeForce Now, kind of the same experience. It was still in beta back then, back when it was possible to play Skyrim on it. So that's a long time ago. So both of them were like, it's not totally there, but from what everyone's been saying, it's much better Stadia. So that convinced me to go ahead and pre-order Stadia and get on board with a cloud gaming thing.
That's cool.
But in my head, like PlayStation Now was way behind, and it didn't amount to much. But then, I got into a bit of an argument with Rox, like, no, it's not 1080p, and it's pretty bad. He told me, no, it really improved. You have to give it a try. And I checked on the PlayStation Network, and I saw that there was a promotion on it, that it was available for half price to try it a month. That's before the $1 promotion. So I was at work, and I saw the time. It was like, promotion valid until that time. And I looked, and I had like 15 minutes remaining in that time lapse until like it was like 1 p.m. or something like that, and promotion was off. Like, oh shit. Got my credit card out because I hadn't bought anything on PlayStation for a while. I did the purchase for it and came home, fired it up. That's the day before I did my stream. Just tried it out the whole evening, playing a few games. Like, whoa, they really changed something in there.
Right.
And it was 1080p. So the day after I did my stream, and it kind of fumbled, and everyone started talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gorgeous now. They added PS4 game. The older games aren't so hot. And they actually, like, if I can, I got it. Where was it? Hold on. Right here. I'll just share the screen. So they actually made an announcement this week. It's just bringing us in the news segment of it. I'm going to be skipping ahead. But they actually rolled out 1080p officially in the past week. But it has been at 1080p for a few months now. So what I believe happened is that people had mixed experience with a PlayStation Now. I think not everyone was getting 1080p, maybe not every devices. I think it was still in beta. And even sometimes on PC, I would get 1080p, but I remember a few times logging in, and my picture wasn't as clear every single time. There were a few times it wasn't that good. So I believe once in a while I did get 7020p. and they officially rolled out support for 1080p this week, which means that now every time you log in, you're supposed to get 1080p now. So I think that's what happened. So
Yeah.
they've been slowly working on it, and now they actually ramped out the improvement on the system. So
Rodella said it's that Azure.
it's that Azure. They've been on Azure for a while though, but yeah, they've been making the improvements. Sounds like it for sure. Yep. And so they're putting the work in, and the fact that it took so long to announce it. Well, they want to make sure that a product worked before announcing that it's that good. That's what PlayStation has been doing for a long time. They like to do the things, make sure they're working well before they start talking about it, which is different than the more American companies, what they seem to be doing. It's like announce some stuff big time. It's like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. It's like, okay, where is it? It might be coming in 4 years, but we're going to do this. Start by making it work, then announce it. Sounds like it for sure. And it's a great 1090p. I think you meant 1080p.
Well, remember, Rock did say it was kind of late over there, so
yeah,
low compression. Yeah, it's pretty late in UK right now, so we'll let it slide, man.
Yeah, don't let it happen again, Rock.
You guys are crazy.
Half one, LOL.
Oh Lord! Oh, Face Crut's already started.
Microsoft waited to see how MLB The Show 21 was running before they updated PS Now for Sony. They were holding the service hostage.
Yeah.
We're just messing with you, Adam.
Yeah, we're just giving you a hard time, Rock. It's all right.
It's a North American thing.
Yeah.
So now back to. Where's my mouse? I got 3 screens and my mouse keeps getting lost in one of them.
yeah, I've seen that. I've been there.
So, Anthony, where do you see PlayStation go from here in the world of cloud gaming?
I definitely see them going up, but my problem with the PlayStation, I don't see them competing on a grand level, is PlayStation exclusives are too popular. So that sounds weird to say, but all right, so I see Xbox throwing money at the wall, right? And they're building up and they're adding everything. Big up to London. And they're what's going on?
Cloud Gaming Extreme.
What up? What
either
up?
Ace or Marchief in there.
Right.
Good to see you, man.
It is.
Whoever it is, right?
Yeah.
Whoever it is, you're welcome to CloudStationTV.
So I see how Xbox is throwing everything in their Game Pass. But again, if you think of video game race, it's a popularity war, right? So the measuring stick of who's the king is who sold the most consoles, right? So Xbox just can't beat PlayStation. We just know, like, it happened in PS4. At the Xbox 360, they was on top. They came out with the Xbox One and said it's going to be an everything console. It's going to play cable and this and that. And the gamers was like, no. So then PlayStation 4 started to go ahead, and then it just is off to the races. So it's no brainer that PlayStation 5 sold more because you had more people that was on PlayStation 4. So what would make them say, oh, I'm going to buy an Xbox? Nothing. They're going to jump over. Now, Xbox realized, hey, we can't beat those guys with the measuring stick of we sold more consoles. So let's try a different thing. Let's just put out a service, right? We just get so many people to have a service, and they could win in their own little way. Because again, they said like 2 years ago, our competition is no longer Sony and Nintendo. It's Google and Amazon, right? So that's what they said. So they want to focus on the cloud. Here's why I think PlayStation now will get better and better, but it will never be, let's say, on a level of a X Cloud, right? You can read that if you like, and I'll continue.
Yeah, William was saying every single major platform will end up getting into cloud gaming. This is going to be the future, maybe not just like Stadia, but it'll happen.
So I agree with that, but here's what I think. I still don't think. I think PlayStation is going to be the lesser of them all, and this is why. I cannot see. All right, let's talk about games. Did Xbox ever have a game that became Game of the Year? I don't think so. But PlayStation have so many exclusives that was Game of the Year, from Last of Us Part 1. They make a Last of Us Part 2 how many years later, and they get Game of the Year. God of War was Game of the Year. So here's what I'm getting to. If Sony know that their exclusives make so much money, right? Why would they take that exclusive and bundle it into a pass, right? I would like to think they will make more money because they know they sold more systems. So that's more people, and their exclusives are going to sell. They're just going to sell so much more. So as far as cloud gaming and what you're going to get out of the cloud, right? I see Xbox being the king of cloud, because they're going to have pretty much everything. You're going to be able to pay a subscription and get everything bundled in your subscription. So as far as measuring stick, for me, I'm going to say value is the measuring stick. So if I got to pay $14.99 and I could get exclusives bundle in there, regular games bundle in there, old games bundle in there,
PC.
and then
and PC, you got also with the Ultimate Pass,
PC.
you can do PC.
So if I bring it back around to PlayStation, let's be fair. PlayStation Now was really just made for the older games. Now they're throwing in newer games, because I feel like the newer games, not new games, but newer games, because now they could compete with like Stadia and Luna, but they're not going to compete with xCloud, because they're not going to have brand new day one games. So that's where I see PlayStation go. I see PlayStation being kind of like not even like a Stadia, because I don't think they're gonna. All right, I see them being like a Stadia, right? You're gonna be able to buy games on PlayStation Now eventually, but I don't see them putting exclusives on PlayStation Now. So, but I think we're a long way for them to start letting you buy games on PlayStation Now. I don't see that for a while.
They've been Jim Ryan has been talking about like he had a bunch of interviews where he answered some questions concerning PlayStation Now and all that. Well, cloud gaming.
Right.
And he's been saying that they're working on something right now that will be unique to PlayStation. So I don't know if that means purchases won't be making it its way on there. I do believe it'll happen eventually, but I think we're still ways off before we see that happen.
Yep.
They're slowly making their way towards that. But just going to bring your attention here. That is another news that just came out this week. PlayStation and Firewalk Studios announced publishing partnership for a new original multiplayer IP. Looking at this and looking at other games on the PlayStation 5 platforms like Destruction All-Star, it looks like PlayStation, it's always been their weaknesses, multiplayer games like that.
Yep.
So they got Destruction All-Star, which is
multiplayer games.
Yeah, exclusive multiplayer game. So they got Destruction All-Star already that's making a lot of noise on the PlayStation 5. And now they literally made a studio up. Like, it's an independent studio. It doesn't belong to them. But they signed an agreement for an exclusive game. And those are veteran. It's made up from veterans from Halo, from Destiny. There's someone from Guitar Hero on there, but also she worked on a bunch of other popular franchises. There's a lot of very experienced veterans in there making a multiplayer game that will be exclusive to PlayStation. And I kind of wonder if we're not going to see a pattern of that kind of game coming to PlayStation, being more like games as a service. A bit like Apex. Yeah, there's also some people from Apex. That's the other game I was looking for. So Apex Legend and Destiny and all that. And they could easily like take all of these titles that will get super popular in multiplayer and put that in the cloud and make it capped at 1080p if you're playing the cloud, playing from PC or from mobile and all of that. But if you want to get the 4K experience, you need to get a PS5. So it might be a slow transition, bringing slowly the people towards PlayStation cloud gaming. And eventually, once the PS5 is starting to phase out, just do a full transition to cloud. It's still far away in the future, but
it's way in the future.
there's some movement happening at Sony that are unusual compared to what's been done in the past.
Yeah.
So it's got to be
Still,
interesting
bro.
seeing that all that
Sure.
happen.
So could I just, as I'm a
That would
guest
be
on
awesome.
here, and
Good
you
luck
guys
on that
obviously, I'm a guest on here. You guys obviously know my background. I'm primarily a Stadia guy, right? So as you guys are talking, it's okay if I could have a counter to what you guys are
As
saying?
long as you hold on, as long as you know that there's other people trying to talk, and I'm raising my hand because I want to talk.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Go
We
ahead,
don't
Ray.
have a buzzer. Buzz you.
Or
Did you want to
Benji.
go, or can I get in?
Yeah,
You
well,
guys decide.
you could go if you
All
want.
right,
I just
thank
wanted
you.
to.
Okay, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
just two things. So one, and I'm just being honest. So guys, don't kill me, right? But we just, I'm the keeping it real guy. So I'm just gonna keep it real on your show. You said PlayStation Destruction All Stars is making a lot of noise right now, right? Is that game free?
It's a free-to-play game.
All right. So, and PlayStation 5 has like what, 4 games? So why wouldn't it make no noise? Come on, man.
Why do you keep saying 4 games? There is more games.
There's more
Exclusive.
games.
But what
There's
I'm
more
saying
games than 4.
all right, hear me out. Let me give my definition because I guess I always come up with these things and I have to define it. What I'm saying is this. I said this before. In order for me to say I'm gonna leave Xbox to PlayStation or I'm gonna leave Stadia to Xbox or whatever, you have to show me value to leave it, right? So if I could play a game on my PlayStation 4 that's on a PlayStation 5, then why get a PlayStation 5? So what I'm saying is, and we know like halfway through life cycles, games get better and better, right? So what I'm saying is, when I say they got like 4 games, what I'm saying is if you could tell me more than 4 games that's only on the PlayStation 5, that's what I'm saying, only. If you could play that same game on PlayStation 4, it don't count. It's not for me, it doesn't count because then I would just continue playing PlayStation 4. Now, the other thing I want to say was, I just feel like when we look at games and what we want to do to jump from platform to platform, I just want to reiterate, these companies have to do a good job of getting us to say, I want to spend my money there. And it won't be my friend Ray or Vet or Spaceman saying, but dude, it's 1080 now. It's kind of cool. Like these companies got to be like, I'm gonna make you, like when God of War come out, whoo, then I'm gonna be like, man, I might need a PlayStation 5. Oh wait, it's probably gonna be on PlayStation 4. Never mind. But when they come out with a Last of Us 3, well, when they come out with a game that's only on PlayStation 5 that I have to get a PlayStation 5, then I think that's gonna be shocking.
All right. So what about do you like racing games?
Well, he had his hand up, so if we want to,
I've been trying to get in here. First of all, let me tell you something. You forget there's another group of people. They're called the casual gamers, like myself. And let's say you got a PS4, but let's say I don't have a PS4.
Right.
But you know what? Damn it, I remember the good old days when I had that PS4, but I sold it because I just had to sell it. But now you have an opportunity to play on your computer and play games in the cloud in 1080. You can experience games that were from your past that you probably paid in 480. Some older games, but now you can play on PlayStation Now in a better quality in the clouds, on your desktop, on your laptop. So people like me, I'm going back because there's games I played. Come on now, do you remember all the games that you played back then? There's games that I forgot. When I look at PlayStation Now, I'm like, oh my God, I remember that game. I remember that game. And now I could play it in better quality in my office on my desktop. All right,
$5 a month.
Well, I definitely got
$5.
I definitely got a rebuttal to that, but I'll let Vet talk unless you want to hear it.
Well, no, I was just saying, do you like racing games? Because you were asking about PS5 games. Like, for what game would bring you over to warrant to buying a PS5? So, like, do you like racing games in general?
Yeah, I
Did
do,
you ever
but I was never
Gran Turismo?
Yeah, I was never a Gran Turismo guy. I don't like simulation racers. I like arcade racers. So like I'm more of a burnout guy. That's why I said to you Ridge Racer back in the day. It was
Right.
more arcadey. You know, Gran Turismo,
Well, I'm just saying
I wouldn't
you were
mess with.
just going off of like all these games that are
Right.
probably going to go to PS. You really think that Gran Turismo will end up on PS4, or is that going to be straight PS5?
They would listen, the PlayStation 5 is still such a viable console. There's no way they're gonna make a Gran Turismo game and not allow, and the PlayStation 4 people gonna that I think that's probably one of the here's the thing. I said this before. I said the day they hit the switch and say you could buy games on the PlayStation Now, or even Game Pass, right? You could buy the games, then you're your own competition. Why would I spend $500 on a PlayStation 5 if you're going to let me buy it on PlayStation Now and it costs, I don't know how much it costs a month? That's like career suicide. So for me, it's like same thing with PlayStation 4. If Ray just said he's a casual gamer. So if you really are a casual gamer, you ain't buying a PlayStation 5 if you could just have a PlayStation 4.
I didn't. I didn't want it. My wife bought it, and I said, "What the hell did you do?" And she said, "Oh, well, I'll buy it for Evan." I said, "Screw Evan, it's mine." But anyway,
that's my point exactly.
Go ahead.
That's what you made my point.
But I didn't. But originally, I didn't buy the PS5, and I didn't buy the Xbox Series X because
you're a casual gamer. It makes sense.
Exactly.
Like I'm a diehard gamer, so I would love to buy the PlayStation 5. Listen, if the PlayStation 5 came out before Stadia, I would have bought a PlayStation 5. That's it. I would have bought a PlayStation 5. And people have been talking about it's just new cloud thing. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. I'm a PS5 guy. I would have never gave it a chance. But Stadia happened to come out first, and I got to see the benefits of cloud. My thing is this, Ray. So PlayStation 4, actually, there's a section that you could go to on the PlayStation 4 store and buy older games. I bought
brother.
What's the monster
brother?
Game?
There's damn near over 800 games on PlayStation Now.
No, on PlayStation Now. But what I'm saying is on the PlayStation Store, you can actually buy a bunch of older games like War of the Monsters. That was my game.
But let me enlighten you, my brother. But see, there's a difference though, because guess what I had to do on the PS4? I had to delete maybe about 3 or 4 games.
Oh, definitely.
And I had to, and with the PlayStation Now, I don't have to delete anything, man. I just go in there and play a game.
Oh yeah,
I just played Avengers yesterday on the PS5. Didn't need to download it. It was in the cloud.
This was my point though to Ray. My point is that I bought War of the Monsters, and that was a PlayStation 3 game. That might have been a PlayStation 2 game. I used to love that game. I even bought Prototype, which was my favorite game, right? I bought it when they remastered it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be honest. How long you think I played that War of the Monsters? That was a PS2 game. Not very long. I even tried to beat Prototype again, right? But these new games come out and they warrant you, especially live service games. I was too busy playing Destiny because it's like it's the new thing and it's live service. If you take a week off of Destiny, you're super behind. So it showed that the new thing, the old thing wasn't going to compete with the new thing. So that's just my point. It's like, yeah, you got all these old games that you don't have to download, but they're old. I beat them. I played them. That's just for me because I'm not a casual gamer. So chances are the games I wanted to play, I played and beat them. And
I got to be honest with myself, and you have to be honest with yourself. You can't sit here and tell me that you played all 800 and something games.
No, they're old. No, I don't want to play my favorite old games. I want to play the old games that
believe it or not. And when you say, hold on,
Stadia and play some older games.
When you're saying old games, my friend, what's old to you? 2017, 2015, 2013, 2000, 2000. What's
Everything
old?
You said is old.
Old.
It's like, for instance, right?
Marvel Avengers is old.
Like,
yeah, it came out last year. That's old.
Wait
a minute. Didn't we just
doesn't matter? Came out in 2020. It's old.
Didn't all 3 of us play Marvel Avengers?
There's not a lot of content coming out on it.
Don't we love Marvel Avengers?
Yeah.
You said there's not a lot of content coming out on Marvel Avengers?
Oh Lord, here we go.
Is that what you just said?
Oh, don't do that.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm asking Dr. Statement. Is that what you just said?
Don't go there,
Doctor. Understand which game he's talking about. Were you talking about Marvel Avengers?
Yeah.
Because the new add-on just came out last Thursday. I don't know if you knew that or not. That's new.
There's a new from
But
Thursday.
it's an old game though. It came out last year. It's an old game though, right?
No,
it's not an old game.
2019. He started with 2017 and went down. Come on, man. Y'all can't get me, man.
See, let me tell you something, man. See, I'm that old guy. This used to happen. I used to work across the street from Facebook, and there was this asshole kid that used to come out of Facebook in a fucking Lamborghini. All right. And I had my Ford Focus with my spoilers and my rims, and I would look at him, and he would just hit the gas and just go off up the bridge on Dunbar Bridge and leave me in the dust. But you know what? I was still bumping my music, and I was enjoying my old car. Yeah, that was a 2019 Lamborghini, but I was driving in a nice 2015 Ford Focus. But you know what? I enjoyed it and I love it. And I'm just seeing, man, it's different strokes for different.
And I know if you gotta listen to yourself, right? You hold on, listen, hear me out. You guys said, one of you guys said, either you or DrSpaceman didn't say this, but one of you guys said intervention. You're trying to force PlayStation Now on me.
No, I'm not. I'm not
we just want to see you give it.
Said,
like I said,
we were.
They literally give you.
You know who said it? I said it. But it was a joke because I know. Look, man, you got a thick skull and you kind of. So listen, I know it's not going to work.
Listen, here's the problem. I like logic, right? If you can make sense to me, then that's where we're going to deal in logic. Right? And facts.
800 games in the cloud.
Time out. You like logic, old. Bro. Marvel I have Avengers. Watched your. I'm just saying, your shows sometimes. I don't know how much logic is in some of these, so to say you like logic,
bro, listen. I'll say this.
Seriously,
your shows don't have that logic.
Hold on, let me say one thing. All right. This is what I love. I love when big mouth people talk. You counter me, bro. If you tell me, we could go blow for blow. If we could debate, just
look here,
Mr.
King.
Hold on. Were you breaking up? Yaga brought me as a guest, right? On a PlayStation show, right?
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you.
So the thing is, we're just talking about games. But you keep bringing up the word old. You agree that they're old.
Yeah.
So there's a thing called new games that come out. Majority of people want
old classics
games.
are good.
So
I know there's also a lot of remakes too, man. There's all these
but remakes are totally different. When you say
these remakes,
when you say remakes are different.
But let me explain something to you. Right. What year my son was born in 2008. A lot of kids was born in certain years. Okay. All right. The price that you pay, I don't have to spend X amount of dollars on a console. Hey, son, here, I'm gonna get you Cloud Station and you play. Some of those kids love those old Ratchet and Clank games. They're experiencing those games.
My son is 3.
Those kids you're talking about are like 4 and 5 years old.
My son is 3, and his favorite game to watch play or watch on YouTube, Super Mario World or Super Mario Brothers 3 and Pac-Man, the original Pac-Man.
Exactly. And he stepped it down from 4 or 5 years old. Said his son is 3. My point. Thank you. I appreciate it.
My thing is, and I hear what you're saying. Let me, like I said, and I always say this, and you can check it on my podcast. Different strokes for different folks. 100%. A lot of people like new games. Like you like new. I like old and new. There's some hey, you sent me a damn Atari 64.
Some people, we're all gamers. That's the benefit right here.
Exactly.
To each their own. I harass everybody that plays other stuff, but realistically,
if you want new games, that's not on the cloud, but new games that's coming out. They're doing an event tomorrow, State of Play, showing more of this game. That is all live footage. It's Ratchet and Clank. It's an old classic.
Go lay down.
But they retook it.
Yeah.
Look at those graphics, man. It looks better than a Pixar movie, and that's live gameplay.
I'm sorry to say this. All right.
There was the one I shared a PlayStation 5 trailer. What was I can't remember the game I shared. I showed you.
That was not in Nocturnal or something. Returnal.
Oh, hold on. Let me look.
Can,
I can look.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a quick question?
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, man.
How many? Be honest, 100% honest, right?
Mhm.
Did all three of you, or go down the list? Did each of you? Were you really into Ratchet and Clank?
Me, I've always loved Ratchet and Clank.
He loves
Right.
Doc. That's all Dr. Space
Okay,
talks
and
about.
Vet, were you always into Ratchet and Clank?
I played it, but I was more on PlayStation. I was more Spyro and some of the other games.
I got you.
And Tony Hawk. And when I was younger, it was really, I used to play like Spyro and things like that. But to be honest, it was mostly, as in my younger days, it was Tony Hawk, Pro Skater, and Madden. That was really the only two games I played.
Now,
I kind of branched out as I got older with.
And Cyborg, were you really into Ratchet and Clank?
I played the hell out of those games, man, in the beginning. If you came to my house, which I would love for you to come out here to California and visit me. I would show you. I have a variety of games, dude. If you look, it goes from wrestling to weird platforms and stuff. I mean, dude, I enjoy SpongeBob.
The reason why I asked that was because I was curious. So what I feel like is there's a lot of people who, and Stadia does the same thing. There's people on Stadia. I'm not gonna say any names, but there's people on Stadia that just buy everything because they want to support Stadia. So I feel like people are gonna buy Ratchet and Clank because it's like 1 or 2 new games coming out.
We got
the
so
PS5.
if I had a PlayStation 5, no, DrSpaceman, I give you credit. But if I have a PlayStation 5, I don't care if it looked like it's better than Pixar. I'm not a Ratchet and Clank guy. It ain't getting my money.
I'm playing. First of all, I'm playing Enlisted on my PS5. I'm playing FIFA and Madden on my PS5. I'm playing. I got the Wolf game. I bought it. I didn't like it, but I have to play it. I purchased it. I pre-ordered Back for Blood, which is like a Left 4 Dead game that's gonna look really, really good. I'm still, believe it or not, and I'm keeping it real, I played the Resident Evil 8 demo on my PS5. All the 2 demos that came out, and I'm gonna tell you, it looks great. It looks great. And
Ray, there's another game you're about to play on a PS5.
Oh yeah, baby. Woo! And that's
May
for free. And that's free. Wreckfest. And that's free.
It's the PS5 version.
Yeah, so I'm very
the other game I was talking about that there was a trailer that showcases that was actual footage from the PS5, and you can if you watch the YouTube, you can get it all the way up to 4K quality. Was the Returnal, the Tide?
Yeah, I said, what did I say? Returnal, Rectum?
Yeah, I think you said it, but I watched the trailer for that, and I was blown away with it.
So,
it's a heck of a machine.
You guys was talking about Returnal. I actually looked up a review for it yesterday because I heard y'all mentioning it. Interesting.
The actual reviews are still under embargo, but there's actually been some leak.
Yeah, well, a preview for it. It was a preview for it.
Oh yeah,
a review. Yeah,
but someone leaked a review. They haven't said from whom it was, but the score for it was 93 out of 100.
I mean, you can't really go by the reviews, man. You just got to play it yourself because certain people if I always think of the movies and I go to Rotten Tomatoes. The movies I love, Rotten Tomatoes give it like the worst score. So it's like even game I have to play
game
myself,
reviews are the same. Like I take any kind of, if I see a game review, it doesn't matter whether it's a cloud game or
Anthony's mama just returned with the raise.
Bless you, Ryzak, you little. But no, like I love playing games and things like that, but I don't really take anything seriously with reviews.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter whether I could have 10, 15, 20 reviews on a game and they all say the same thing. This is the worst game ever. And I may think differently. I'll be that one oddball that says, this is a really cool game. I love it. And it doesn't matter for me on the reviews and things like that. Same with movie reviews. I could half the stuff I like watching get terrible reviews.
And something else that shows that PlayStation's on top of their game right now. PlayStation 4 has sold more games than any other console in history. They just passed the PS2.
Wow. Wow. That's a lot. If they pass PS2, that's a lot.
Yeah. So 1,577,000,000 games.
Wow.
On the PS4.
Yeah.
So,
And I believe I shared an article with you about the PS5 sales already. How far
Right.
that has gone. Unless I didn't, but I thought I found something. Gotta get
physical
Sony.
versus digital. I'm not sure. I think it was something about that.
I thought I did, but
Yeah, I
maybe I
remember
didn't.
when I was diehard into digital sales, and none of
Right.
my friends was trying to hear it. I said, dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna be the thing, man. It's
Yeah.
just I don't need a book and a case anymore. I just want to play the game. And everybody's getting into digital.
You know why I went digital, brother? I got screwed. I got tired of getting screwed by GameStop. So when I used to do trade-ins and stuff,
Yeah,
it
you
was
barely-
like, I was like, so what percent? Oh yeah, I can give you, a game that I saw on the shelf that they were still selling at $30. They were trying to give me like $4 or $5.
Oh,
Right.
here we go. Okay, I found it. It was just an excerpt. So PlayStation's financial report had dropped for the fiscal year 2020 fourth quarter, which said this was Sony's best year ever for its games and network services. The PlayStation 5 has sold 7.8 million units as of March 31st. According to Sony, 3.3 million were shipped in the past
Wow.
quarter. The PlayStation 4 had sold 7.6 million units in the same time frame.
So if you're a fan, right, and you just like, if you're having debate with your friends and let's say they're Xbox guy, right? Like everybody talk about, oh, Stadia. I said, listen, forget Stadia. You want to see real cutthroat? Have a PlayStation and Xbox guy go at it. That's real. Like,
Well,
when it gets
this
hard.
was my thing when we were looking at numbers and things. The biggest thing I took out of their financial report, and I was picking through it, looking to see what I could find, says the total number of PlayStation Plus subscribers was 47.6 million people as of March 31st. But it says total active monthly users for PlayStation Network was 109 million. But the big one here that I noted, PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, and other Sony services on PlayStation Network are generating about $300 million each month, which is equivalent to $3.6 billion a year. The game and
That's a lot
network
of money.
services segment reported $25.3 billion, $3 billion in revenue and $3.22 billion in profit. Yeah, it's crazy. It says a total of 338.9 million games were sold for PS4 and PS5 over the past fiscal year ending at March. This is both packaged and digital copies. 65% or 220 million were sold via digital download, which is crazy. I mean, and they already broke the cyclical profit loss that they had, and they're expecting in this fiscal year for PS5 to beat PS4's year 2 sales, which were 14.8 million. So
Yeah.
it's just
When you
What's
have
Sony knows what they're doing.
Oh, I just wanted to add on that because 65% of the sales are digital for the PS4. That shows volume in terms of mentality of gamers slowly evolving. Because when the generation of the PS3 came out, PS3, Xbox 360 came out, it was possible to do digital purchases. But a lot of people were staying away from that and wanted to have their physical copy. So digital sales were not that popular. They were not selling that much volume. Go one generation ahead with the PlayStation 4, 65% of the games sold are digital.
You know what helped with that? Netflix.
Yeah.
Netflix is a big deal with your disc. You got your disc in the mail, and then they separated the service. Said you could either pay for disc or you could pay for streaming. And then it was like when they did that, I was like, I love getting my disc, but I was like, wait, you could separate and save me money.
Money, yeah.
Then why don't I just get rid of my disc? And
that's what it says here. So that the games that were sold, that was for both PS4 and PS5. And then what they were saying was, so the digital copies that were sold, 65% or 220 million were sold via digital download, which beat what the higher than the 53% ratio last year. And it said 17% or 58.4 million were first party games. So they obviously figured something out here with the digital stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what? It's just
Ryzak made a good point in the chat.
Can I get in?
Go ahead, Rick.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, and another good thing, guys, is that they now on the PS5, they have now made it that you can use external USB hard drives.
Yep.
So I mean, and that was like, so my PS5 is not disc, it's digital, and so I went and I got the externals, and I'm gonna tell you, that was a blessing.
Oh yeah,
that was a blessing. And then I got all my PS4 games I transferred over. So yeah, I mean, digital's, I mean, unless you're a collector, unless you're
Ryzak said also in the chat, he said digital is king. People just won't admit it. Makes cloud gaming more important going forward. See, every once in a while, Ryzak can actually make a good point. A lot of times it's just
very few times, but
I agree. I finally agree with Cowboy.
But what I was coming to earlier was exactly on that point, is that PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, people didn't want digital. And now it's been widely accepted with PS4. Right. And now we're switching to the PS5 generation where Stadia is doing cloud gaming. PlayStation's doing it with PlayStation now. Xbox started doing it with Game Pass Ultimate. It's still frowned upon by a lot of gamer. Exactly like when they did the switch to digital. It was frowned upon by gamers that wanted their physical copies. I was like that in the past. A lot of people were like that.
Man, I was in my living room watching that Xbox One event, and I threw my popcorn bag at the TV. I was like, you guys have lost your mind. You're not taking my disc away. You're not taking my trade-ins away. You know, and look at it now. You know, it's
real. It's like they knew what was better and what the consumers would ultimately. Okay, they knew what was better for consumers, but the consumers wasn't with it yet. And just think, I think Xbox is going to be the one to really break the cloud open. I think right now people don't like Google, they don't like Stadia, they're not so into Stadia. But I think when xCloud get really good, people are gonna get on board because Game Pass is so good. Right, it got so much value, and I think that's going to open up cloud for everybody. And then I think Sony's going to be like, "All right, let's go all in," you know.
Yeah.
But it's a win-win for everybody. I mean, if you're a gamer,
exactly,
it's a win-win.
Well, my thing was I always said the digital consoles, the discless ones, made the perfect for if you were gonna transition to cloud. The digital consoles made for the perfect thing. Give them the choice. Download it. Use the cloud service. It doesn't matter if it's Xbox or Sony. We all see that both of them have a discless thing. That is like that would make perfect sense. It would be a great way to make one, sell your console, but also sell the cloud service as well. Hey, look, we know you like console. You want that physical device. Here it is. We also know you may not be 100% on board with cloud service, but guess what? You can still play the games in the cloud here, or you can download it if you still want to be old school.
This is what I said to Ray the other day. I said, if Sony said, listen, you'll that's right. Now y'all mamas know. If Sony said, listen, if you pay your $500 for this console, and we'll allow you to play all your games you buy on your console in the cloud.
Oh, bro, I can hear your big mouth. Don't worry about it. I can hear your big mouth. Go ahead.
I would easily spend $500. Because then I know I would have been in the Sony ecosystem. I would be able to play because they get every game and their exclusives are great, and they would be in the cloud, you know.
One of the things that came out not too long ago, I showed you that trailer for Ratchet and Clank. One of the dev that worked on the game says the PS5 the whole thing is built on machine learning, and they were able to use the whole system to work towards upscaling. So when Sony are saying they want to do something unique to PlayStation for cloud gaming, I think there's more than one thing involved in there. And
did they say unique to cloud gaming or unique to gaming?
They want to do something unique to PlayStation in terms of cloud gaming. So they're going to have their own approach, and it's not going to be the same thing as others are doing.
Gotcha.
So with the PlayStation 5 built on machine learning, that's able to do upscaling, which they're able to run like the classic Ratchet and Clank that was remastered in 2016. If you play that right now on the PS5, you get an upscaling, but the update they did is on the PlayStation and not on the game itself. They didn't modify the SDK of the game. They actually just did something in the codes of the PS5 to read it differently and unlock the frame rate of the game. And that's because the PlayStation 5 is able to do some upscaling of the game.
Telling you, man, if they just say, you know what? If they got machine learning, like you say, right? And if you buy a PlayStation 5 and you paid for your game on a PlayStation 5, you'll be able to play it through the cloud. If they did that, now granted, people will be like, oh, well, I could get Stadia for free and I could get xCloud for $14.99. But
if you're
still,
a Sony fan,
huh?
No, you make a good point there. Rascals, what's up, buddy? But no, I agree with you. You make a good point. Like, give them the if you say, hey, we know you got a PS5. We all know the games are, $60-$70. But what if they give you if you go and you buy it, whether it's a digital download or it's the physical disc, but you get a code or something that gives you to access it in the cloud, because you may not use it, but maybe you will. Maybe you'll try it out and it's not for you. You still have the physical copy. At that point, it's just
a city key. Like, that's what's been happening a long time for PC.
Well, yeah, that's the point. Is like, you get two copies. You get a digital copy, whether you get the downloadable or you have the disc, and you have a free copy that is in the cloud that you can try, because maybe that's where you'll want to go. Then you try it out, you love it. If it doesn't work for you, you know what? You didn't lose anything. You already have the game on disc.
Honestly, I'm so much into the cloud, and I used to be so much into the the PlayStation ecosystem. I would spend, I don't have a problem. I told Ray earlier, I don't have a problem spending $500 on a system, right? And the joke is, if you could find it, trust me, I can find it. But no, I'm telling you, I know I can. I can. But it would have to be, again, I love the cloud so much. So, I'll jump, but if I could play my games in the cloud.
Yeah.
Personally, I've got a disc edition for the PS5. I haven't used that disc slot at all since I got it.
Yeah. Well, if I had to choose, I would still buy the disc version, because I use GameFly, so I like to rent my games. And then two, I would want to play DVDs sometimes, or Blu-rays, So if it was me, that would definitely be the version I would have got.
See, the only thing that sucks for me is like, I love Final Fantasy 7, and I have the Final Fantasy remake, but the only thing is, I had it on my PS4, and to upgrade it, you need a disc and not digital.
Right.
And I can't get that upgraded for the
right, because you can't prove that you have the disc. It's like, they're not just gonna be like, hey, could you upgrade me? I got the disc in my hand. Like, well, put the disc in. I can't. I don't know what to tell you.
What's that, Ray? You say you got the final? You mean the remake, not the original from PS1? Right?
No. I was just showing that I love Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I've got it in a crate somewhere.
The remake, though, that I had on my PS4, which I transferred over and everything, I can't get the upscale to the PS5, because you have to have a disc. You need a disc.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Game's over anyway.
Yeah. What? It's remade. Shut up, man.
They just had
all right, now I'm on the PC and can finally chat. All right, excellent.
Somebody can put Anthony in his place.
They just had to remake one for free on the place that was included with the PlayStation Plus.
The PlayStation Plus version is only PS4, so they don't allow you to get the upgrade for it.
Gotcha.
Like, I've got that. I haven't even tried it yet. I want to, but I haven't had the time. But it's the PS4 version. It's locked to PS4 since I didn't pay for the game.
Okay, gotcha. Well, if you
I paid for the game.
Yes, that hurt. Yeah, you're in a hard spot.
I paid for the game, so
that's
a weird case here.
Yeah. That's not fair, because think about it. You bought it on PlayStation.
Look, I mean, look at the look at the thing. I mean, if you guys can show me that I can, because I'll play that tonight. I need to finish that game, but I would love to do it in a PS5 version.
Eddie, they can't handle me. Eddie, you better tell them to stop playing, man.
I just let the Cowboy kid tire out.
I never
Yeah,
get tired.
eventually the batteries will die out.
I don't know how many shows you guys have seen me do. I did 4 shows back to back a couple weeks ago.
PlayStation,
4
yeah,
and 5 the whole day.
that would be, that would actually be an interesting thing for what Rascals brought up there about bringing back the PlayStation Underground, but with digital demos.
Right.
Ooh.
I mean, think about it. The PlayStation always
Would
has
be
demos,
like-
though. People act like PlayStation don't have demos. Like people
Oh, it
just
has
don't go
demos.
to it. But if you go to PlayStation 4 and go to there's a demo section.
Yes.
And they update their demos
Yeah.
regularly. People just don't look for them, you know?
I
Sometimes
know
you don't-
there was something when there was a PlayStation Home back on PS3. There was some events happening, like when the E3 was on.
Yep.
There was the PlayStation booth that you could visit within
Yeah.
PlayStation Home, and you had all the trailers
Yeah.
in there. Like you stop in front of the booth, you had the trailer, and then from there, I think you could access the game demos, but you had to download it and all of that.
Right. That was cool, man.
Well, let me ask you guys this though. What do you think about demos with a damn time on it? You know, what do you guys think about that?
I'm not a fan of that. The
I
Resident
mean,
Evil thing.
Come on, man. You felt rush. You felt rush. She's like, oh my God, I gotta hurry up. Oh my God. And you're running around the place. And it's
I've never been a fan of the timed one.
You had 30 minutes. Okay.
My point on that is it doesn't bother me. When they had that one Resident Evil demo that was timed, or I think it was Resident Evil, like I ended up downloading, I never even played it. Me personally, I'm not gonna play the thing forever. It's only a demo. And chances are they're not gonna let me carry my stuff over. So if I just get a little taste, I'm the kind of guy where I just want to see what it's kind of like, right? Especially like Resident Evil, I don't need to play it. You already know what Resident Evil is, but I want to play like a game that I never played before, and I'm interested to see what it's like. But I just need a taste. I need to see what the controls are like. So you know what my thing is? I'm a very specific gamer. Like some people buy like 20. Like when Ace said the statistics, Ace from Cloud Gaming Stream said statistics is the average gamer buy 2 games a month. I said, well, 2 games a month. I'm the guy where I might buy 5 games for the year, right? I have a specific taste, a certain game I personally like, and that's it. So for me, if I play, I just need to play a little bit of that demo, and I could tell myself, I don't think it's really my game. Plus, I'm a weird thing. I like games that are primarily third person, multiplayer with superpowers. So I got a certain lane, you know what I mean? So, and it doesn't have to be limited to first person, but I love superpowers. And it's for
I gotta roll something I've been meaning to say for a while. Is that DrSpaceman was the first person to follow?
Oh, nice.
Well, hey,
Ari,
man.
appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming, Ryzak.
Ryzak.
Always awesome seeing you in here.
Eddie posted a
question. By the way,
I
tried Rocket League earlier. It was a lot of fun.
I love Rocket League, man. And I probably kick Ryzak.
I guess I'm gonna have to join up with Ryzak to have him show me the ropes. But I see Eddie posted a question. Do you guys remember who deployed PS Home?
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, it's
I don't remember.
a company. You mean the actual guy who did it? That's Phil Harrison.
Well, yeah, I mean that's
he's the guy who pushed for PlayStation Home to be done. But the studio, I had it the other day.
Bingo. He said bingo. Yeah,
bingo. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also known as the game killer or whatever the
that thing here that's apparently just been renewed by PlayStation. That they have been playing. No, that's the patent, by the way. They just renewed the patent for PlayStation Home not too long ago.
That was fun, man. That was cool.
I'm really hoping for that to come back. I really enjoyed that. You were saying, Ray? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Oh no. I mean, Phil Harrison, of course, was the one with the PlayStation Home, but it was who was it?
That's an interesting thing.
Oh, what's that?
The thing is, the vision he had for PS Home could be a future with Stadia.
The thing about well, I just want to let you go, Ray, and I'll add something to that.
Yeah, answer your phone, man.
Shut up, man. I keep telling his mama to stop calling me. But anyway.
Ray is on demand.
Yeah, exactly. But no, my thing is that Phil Harrison used to get a lot of slack for being the console killer and stuff like that, but he came up with some brilliant ideas, as he went. And but I Eddie, man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. But another thing, everybody thinks that technology is something that's just done like that, like in a month or so, man. It takes a while, and it takes time.
And remember, there was and is still this thing going on called a pandemic that has slowed a lot of things down, which is, because if we didn't have that, do you think that, cloud gaming or, the new consoles,
it slowed a lot.
That stuff would have been as slow to get done as it is now. I don't think it would have. I think cloud gaming would have accelerated. That's the word I was looking for. Accelerated faster. I think PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, the new next gen Xbox Series S, X, whatever, they would have accelerated faster as well. But people don't consider that businesses still get affected by this stuff as well. Shipping. Right. I mean, there's a lot of intricate details that the average consumer or the average gamer doesn't take into effect, but thanks to the wonderful world of social media, we can just voice our complaints on a daily basis and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Could I ask a question just about this group? DrSpaceman, did you intentionally put Stadia Vet up there so the PlayStation logo could spin and cover the Stadia logo?
I actually didn't. It's just the order that everyone came in.
He's always
I was looking at it the whole night, and I'm like, I gotta say something. Perfect, too.
Why are you just mad because it's covering the Stadia logo and the PS Now logo is like super big, and then right down below it's CloudStationTV, and then just over to the right of it is PS4 Pro?
I'm telling you, man, somebody's about to contact him and pay him and put a logo
look what's above. Look what's above the Xbox. That wonderful PlayStation Cloud TV. Just showcasing it all. Hey man, I get paid a lot of money to advertise.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rascals is a good guy. Another military guy.
Hey, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
He was one of the first ones to hop. Actually, he was the one I got him into Stadia because he was one of the first ones to start watching me stream Stadia when I did that. So he is definitely
awesome. I
got him hooked into cloud gaming. So we just gotta get him on PlayStation.
I'm gonna get Cowboy in the PS Now.
Let me ask you guys a question. What would you want PS Now to do next? Like,
well, that's actually a good one.
PlayStation Cloud Gaming. That's one of the things. PS Now is the library of games. I've been saying for a while. Cloud gaming is not necessarily attached to that service. It is right now. It is it's being used for, but it could extend cloud gaming further than PS Now. So I want PS Now to extend to PlayStation Plus, probably, to eventually let you play purchases. That's my number one wish. But like I was talking earlier, that brand new studio, they're making Firewalk Studio. They're making a PvP game multiplayer.
And that's in Montreal?
That one, I haven't seen where that studio is located. Haven, though, made by Stadia's very own Jade Raymond, is in Montreal. And by the way, I've been saying that for a while. Haven is a synonym for home. And when she was at Stadia, she did some interviews where she said basically her vision for cloud gaming was to kind of do a Westworld type of environment where you could go make your avatar character, play some arcade games, and use tokens that you buy to play a certain type of game and get some loot and all that. That sounds an awful lot of like what PlayStation Home was on the PS3.
I'm laughing right now, DrSpaceman, because when I'm a fan and I just watch, I'm glad I get a chance to be on here, so I don't get to say this live. You should change the name to Speculation Station. This whole show, man. It's
hey, hold on.
Let
To
him
his
man
credit,
dream. Let him
hold
man
on. To
dream.
his credit,
It doesn't matter though.
Let me finish.
Hold
on.
Let me finish, and I'll let you go in your tangent.
Okay,
right?
go ahead.
It's funny, but when I watch this show, man, you know what the thing is? It's technology, and we know PlayStation are doing stuff, and we know they're not that vocal, right? So you can't help, but if you're a fan, you can't help to be like, oh, well, they could do this, they could do that, they could do this, they could do that. This is an acronym, this is a synonym. You know, she was doing this, and when she was doing that, and this and that. And I feel like, yo, this whole thing is just so many speculations. All we really have, which is concrete, is what they're like 3 games coming out in a couple weeks. Hold on, I'm almost done, and then you could just roast me if you will. A couple games coming out in a couple weeks. There's the 1080p just happened, and I don't know what I think. That's about it, but it's just hilarious.
All right, I've been watching DrSpaceman and Vet. If you go back and you look at DrSpaceman's videos, and I'm just keeping it real, he's been right about some of his speculations, man. He's like a Nostradamus. He's got like a crystal ball, or he's got an inside person. But most of his
stuff we're talking about like is out there, right? So I mean, we're talking about they got a new studio that's building a game, so we know it takes years to build a game, right? So we're probably not going to see this game for at least 2 years, right? Right. So that's DrSpaceman might be right. 2 years from now, they might he might say what the name of the game is, and they'll name it that in 2 years from now.
Right.
But 2 years is that's what we call speculation. If you gotta drag something out for 2 years, man.
Yeah, no, and that's pretty much what mostly all these shows, to keep it real, are about. But
aren't we speculating what Google's gonna do for their other pro game?
No, we found that out yesterday.
No, you didn't.
We did.
What's the unannounced pro game?
Are you talking about the unannounced program? Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's coming out tomorrow, Thursday.
That's called a speculation. And anything that, I mean, yes, I get, that's the whole point. Like, do we know what Microsoft's cooking up for Xbox, cloud gaming, or Windows?
Yeah, but
hell no, we don't.
Here's
we
the
can
thing,
announce things, but DrSpaceman has made his speculations, and a lot of his speculated guesses have come true. So,
here's the thing.
That's all we were saying.
Here's the thing. What I'm saying is, if you say, "Oh, aren't we speculating on the pro game?" But they're gonna announce that tomorrow. That what I'm saying is, if you're speculating on something that you're gonna find out within a 30-day window,
right?
But we're speculating stuff that
4 or 5 years.
Date, no.
Right.
Is it gonna rain tomorrow? I don't even know. No, sorry, we're doing this. Is it gonna rain?
I don't know. I'm just putting together an interview that Jade Raymond did, plus the name of her studio, plus the fact that PlayStation just renewed the
PlayStation Home.
Yeah, PlayStation Home. I'm looking for the name. Patent.
It's strategy. You put all the pieces together, you figure out the answer. Not a lot of it doesn't matter what you say, because remember, there aren't a lot of people that are going to sit there and take the time to pick through all of the things and go to all these different places.
PlayStation's not like Xbox, where you take half of the thing that comes out of their mouth, and those might happen. PlayStation, you have to piece stuff together to find out what is going to happen, because they don't say anything.
Right.
It's a puzzle. PlayStation is a puzzle, which is why you would never see me having to look around for all that stuff, because I hate puzzles. I buy puzzle games on Stadia. Will I play them? Hell no, because I just buy the game because it's on sale, but I will never play it because I can't stand puzzles. Oh Lord, Rascals agrees with Anthony.
Speculation Station would be a great thing.
Ooh,
you know what it is? It is catchy. Look,
it's catchy.
Hold up, because you just gave Anthony a name for his new show.
Yeah,
coming soon.
Yeah, I'm doing PlayStation content.
Hey, you can do that with everything.
Speculation.
But you know what? You guys go ahead on, and you guys can worry about the future. I'm just gonna go into my 800 game library on my PlayStation now, and I'm gonna pick out a game, and I'm gonna enjoy it, and I'm gonna have fun.
You're gonna enjoy that game for about 5 minutes. Stop lying, yo.
I'm not lying.
No, I'm not lying. 5 minutes.
I'm not lying.
He spent over an hour and a half with me in Dead Island.
That's right.
That's a little more
We
than
had
that's
we
like
had so much
55,
fun.
65, 75, 85 minutes more than
And that's
what you just
that's an
claimed.
old game,
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah.
I'm sure
And we
there's some
still
gems
played
in there.
multiplayer though.
I'm sure there's some
That
gems in
is
there. Like
Cowboy, I would
mind.
love Cowboy. Could you imagine you and me on Dead Island running from zombies and driving
I was
vehicles
never a
all
big
over the
fan of
place?
Dead Island, man. That just wasn't my game.
See, that's the thing. See, hold on. See,
So,
let me take.
hold on.
See, let me take. Hold on. Hold on. I gotta answer this. See, that's the thing though, because I see what you doing. Every time I mention a game, you know, that's a shitty ass game. Well,
Bro,
let me play this game.
no.
That's
If you say a game I like,
that's a horrible game too.
All right, so look, here I've got an offer. You sign up do the 7-day trial. I don't give a shit. Just do a 7-day trial of PS Now. Face it, Ray, and WWE 2K19. I will pony up 200 vet bucks.
Bro,
because I bet you won't do it.
Hold on,
you won't do it, will you?
I'm a wrestling fan. I already own 2K19. Why would I do the 7-day trial to get a game on PlayStation Now, whatever, that I already got on digital? I can play it right now.
Because I'm pretty sure if you tried it out for free, when you lose and Ray gets that $200, then you're gonna do a Keeping It Real show. You'll probably bring me up on there and roast the living crap out of me. It's gonna be like a Comedy Central roast.
Hear me out, Vic. Hear me out, Vic.
You know what? You don't even need to try it. I'm just saying. I bet you.
Hear me out. Why would you have to give me that? I wouldn't try it to play a game that I own, right? So that doesn't make sense. You got to tell me something else.
I want you to. I want you to stream it
a month if you take the yearly subscription.
I want you to stream it as well. I want you to live stream it as well.
But here's the thing.
Can you live stream it with your video on without an app? Can you just log right in and add that screen without having to do the PlayStation app thing where it casts the screen to the system or use a capture card? Because you know how simple it would be to just click a button and boom, it's on.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm sorry to say this, okay?
All right.
You know why I play Stadia? Why I keep saying Stadia is the king right now? Because I could buy a brand new game and be in the cloud, right? So
the king sure as hell took a long time to get the search bar added.
What's your hold on. What's your number one game that you play right now though? What's your favorite?
Avengers.
Oh, guess what I can do right now?
I can play it, yeah.
But you're not making any sense. DrSpaceman, please help me. They're mentioning games that I already own. If I was going to get a service, it would be for something that I'm missing, right? So I'm going to pay for something because I want to get something out of it. That PlayStation Now has nothing I want. Like, why would I'm not going to play the old games. I own WWE 2K19. I own Marvel Avengers. And I don't see what would literally be the point besides say, well, test it. I just want to see you stream it. But then it's just
you love technology.
I believe that it works well. I watched you play it. I'm pretty sure it plays good.
Oh, he's like he want to get in and tag. JD, get in and I'll tag you, brother. I'll tag you. JD, I'll tag you. Come on. Me. What's that?
I said Jay-Z's gonna jump in here with me if he have any sense.
Hold on.
No, listen. Listen.
I know what you. Cowboy, I know what you talking about, man. We just mess with you, man. Don't. We just mess with you, man. Look. There's different.
Let me shut this down.
There's different consumers. Okay, people play stuff.
Well, yes,
the guy plays exactly 4 or 5 games in the year. There's no reason.
Hey, the casual gamer right there. That is the epitome of the casual gamer. So I don't to try to get somebody to try something new. I know we can't get them old timers to try new things.
Nothing. You're not. If you guys listen to yourself, it drives me crazy.
I don't. I'm just messing with you. I know what you're talking about.
JD's in the building. What's
going on, man?
Look at you looking all snazzy.
Dress up, man. Damn. Hey, DrSpaceman, you ain't telling me I was supposed to dress up to be on here.
You gotta be classy,
right? What's up, JD?
Remember, JD's the one.
We can hear you, JD.
Background.
JD, you got you muted, brother.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
got you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
10-4.
All right, yeah. Yo,
what's
up in here, man? What's good?
Yo, I'm glad you got on, man. It felt weird. Like, oh man, you get to be on here. That's what's up.
So what's going on with you?
Yeah, for sure. Doesn't much. Just got, and I had some business to take care of, so I hopped in.
I love the background, man. It looks sharp.
Appreciate it.
So does
Yeah,
you,
we
and
gotta
so
rep
does
that.
What
yours.
did I miss? What did I miss? What is going on?
No, they were
What
trying
didn't
to,
you
well,
miss?
they were trying to
Apparently, we
convince
got a
me-
king of content now.
Oh
king of content,
Lord,
baby. But they were trying
King
to
of
convince
content
me.
like in Mortal
Maybe I
Kombat.
should do PlayStation Now so I could add it on my content wall.
Oh man, yeah, you should add that on there. PlayStation Now, baby.
No, not really.
Yeah,
It's
here
right,
it
it's
is.
right up in the corner, man. Well, there, boom,
He's
there we
just
go.
scared that he's gonna enjoy
PlayStation
it.
Bash Community Network. Here we go, baby. PlayStation Now. Hashtag PlayStation
No.
Now 100.
No.
You heard it first. Start tweeting that out, everybody.
Here, man. Right here.
No, yeah, we were just talking about Vet was messing with me saying just do the trial so I could get WWE so I could whoop Ray. But I already own that game, so it wouldn't make
I think
sense.
I don't remember saying that you could whoop Ray. I think I said that
Ray,
Ray was gonna. It was probably a guarantee Ray was gonna win $200 easy dollars.
All right, let's do this. All right. All right, when this show ends, let Ray and I play WWE. We'll both stream it, and let's see who wins. I'll put the challenge out.
This game here.
Look, there it is. Come on now,
This
Anthony.
over
You know,
here?
look right up, look above. You know you're missing out with that. I am bread.
Yeah,
You don't want to play. Look, let me tell you
I don't know
something, Cowboy. You don't want to play me in Injustice. You don't want to play Injustice,
Bro,
remember he's Marvel.
I crashed in Mortal Kombat, and the people who make Mortal Kombat make the Injustice.
Yeah.
All right, I mean, we could try to see you maybe win at Street Fighter, Tekken. I mean, I think there's a Power Rangers game in there.
Yeah, that
I heard
you actually played. Yeah, you played him using PlayStation Now, haven't you, Vet?
Yeah, I actually did. I played Anthony. I mean, I got my ass
Eddie said, "Hey, where's your search bar in the PS Now?" Eddie said, "Where's your search bar?"
There's a lot of games for them to not have a search bar.
It's actually not on the PC, but it is on the PS5.
Yeah, it is on the PS5.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they do got a lot of games, man. But I just think the bad thing for PS Now is PS Now is just meant for they created it because PlayStation 4 wasn't backwards compatible, so they made you like DrSpaceman. I love what he said. He said PS Now isn't really their cloud service. PS Now is meant for you to play the older games. He said it, right? He did.
It's a library service.
Yeah, it's a library service. Yeah. But what's cool is that they're adding some newer games on there. You know, they're trying to show like, hey, let's at least stick it like I think what they're trying to show is don't keep looking at us like we're not even considered. Because before, when you think of it, nobody would even met in the cloud conversation. You didn't even think of PS Now at all. So now they're like, listen, things play smooth. It's 1080p and it's some newer game. So I think they're doing enough just to be in the conversation. That way people don't write them off altogether.
See, what the thing was is that, and let's just keep it real, back in the days when these consoles came out, one of the number one things that you needed to have was backwards compatible. It had to be backwards compatible, like the Xbox 360. Could it play original? And then when you had the Xbox One, could it play Xbox 360 games? And that used to be the thing. That used to be the thing, was backwards compatible. And then they didn't do it. And a lot of people are like,
you know what though?
What's that?
Statistics shows that people don't really play the older games. And I think PlayStation was smart. PlayStation knew like everybody's screaming that's what they want, but they really don't utilize the service. You know? So
some guys like me still do though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I still play PlayStation 1 games.
If you're gonna spend money on architecture for a system, and put the extra money in something that's not really gonna be utilized, it wouldn't make sense, right? Like the PlayStation 5, if that was the case, if a large majority of people played older games, the PlayStation 5 would be backwards compatible.
They came out with these minis, man. These minis sold like hotcakes.
Yeah, that's for the people who who want to play the older stuff. You know?
But guess what?
You know how much
who
money
played
Nintendo made off of those minis?
exactly,
But again,
and it
people
was
love
kids,
nostalgia. But
and
I
the
bet if
kids.
you had a survey of who's still playing those games or playing that thing, you'll see the difference. But either way, they made it. They made money.
Ooh,
You know.
I wanted one of those. I didn't get it.
I got one. It was kind of pretty, but yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't like it. It wasn't that great.
Go get your own here.
But
Go
yeah, I
get
mean, yeah. Like I said, I'm a gamer, so I play new, I play old. You know, there's game like Killzone. Man, I like to go back and I like to play Killzone. I like to play Resistance 3. You know, I like to play the old Fallouts and stuff like that. But I hear you. You said, well, how long do you just, because there's a lot of games that I actually never finished.
Right.
You know, I'll be honest, like there's BioShock. They got the BioShocks on PS now. I never finished the BioShock games, man. And
yeah, I'll agree. There are a lot of games on the platform on PlayStation now that even when I had the PlayStation 3 or I had the PS4, I would, because my attention span with games would jump from one, then a new one would come out and I didn't want to get into that. I never finished them. There's games that I just never got because I couldn't afford, I would spend too much money on other crap, so I couldn't afford to buy them.
Now, go ahead.
And another thing that used to drive me crazy when I would open up my case and I would pull out my CD, Evan, what the hell is this big old scratch on the back of my game? And then I would put it in, it wouldn't play. It would freeze, and it would drive me crazy. Some of my older games that I have, my son fucked them up, and so I can't go back and play them. So that's one
digital
of the
and
reasons
cloud
why I like.
always belongs to you.
Yeah, that is cool. But here's the thing. Let's be honest though, man. Vet made a good point. Older games he never got a chance to finish, and they kept coming out with newer games. Like, this is a new man's game. Now, yes, there's gonna be a few people that want to play all the older games, but they make new games for a reason. You know, we always want the better and bigger and the part 2 and the new one. Like, even now, right? I'm a diehard Resident Evil fan, but I never played both. I never played the part 2 and part 3 remake. I didn't get to because in my head, I already beat it, the original. I do want to play the remake, but the new games are coming out. I don't have time to go back, you know? And that's just the way it is, man.
But look, let me
guess what?
Man. Let me get up in there, man.
Go JD.
Go JD.
Yeah. So like a lot of people complain whenever they get a new console, a new system. Oh man, we ain't got no games. They ain't got no new games. Oh, we gotta wait for Halo. We gotta wait for whatever that AAA blockbuster title is. Okay, but you got all these games that you probably brought and you haven't beat at all, and you can go back and play those games, right? Because of the digital library, right? You can go back and play something that maybe, you know, you're just playing that big, I don't know, Doom Eternal, right? And now you're done with that game, you're waiting on the next Doom. Well, I can play Tomb Raider, the trilogy, right? You know what I'm saying? Something that you haven't played. So having the library in the cloud, that digital library is a thing to go back to, especially when sorry, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Especially when like they keep remaking games, like older games. Like how many times Sega Genesis classics? Like how many times you're gonna buy Sonic 1, 2, 3? Every time you get a new system, Mario over and over again. Like every time you upgrade a system, then yeah, you remember this old 90s video game? You can rebuy that again. Like I'm tired of repurchasing games, even if I played it a million times, right? And now it's just sitting in the cloud under my subscription. I can go and grab it anytime I want to while I'm waiting on the AAA games. I can play some of those last gen blockbuster games.
Yeah, you know what the answer to that is?
Ray had his hand up though.
The answer to that is, JD, when people that's why they made live service games. That's the answer. When people feel like, oh man, I beat my game, what to do now? Live service games, they never end. So for me, instead of I'm gonna be like, oh, I got nothing to do, I beat Doom Eternal, and I'm playing Marvel. I love Doom Eternal, and I still go back to do the new content. because a live service game keeps going. Like I said with Destiny, you miss 1 week of Destiny, you're like, your friends are all ahead of you. They got the new stuff. So I feel like that live service games is kind of the bridge of, oh man, what do I do next? You know, you got your live service games and you just keep playing, you know.
Can I do something real quick?
Go
Can
ahead,
I say
Ray.
something? All right. Yo, man, you on? Yeah, man, I'm on. Man, hey, put in that SOCOM. I ain't got SOCOM. What do you mean? What? Oh man, I don't have it. You ain't got it. So how we gonna play multiplayer? You got PS now? Yeah, I got PS now. All right, here, go to action. All right, hit online. All right, cool. Boom, you playing. All right. There's a lot of some of those games that you can't even go in stores and find those games no more. And there is people that remember those games that want to go back and reminisce and play those games, man.
Yo, you lost me at, do you want to play SOCOM? I'm like, no. Why would I want to play
But see,
SOCOM?
that's you. But see, that's the thing. That's
I
the
know.
thing.
And
That's
Look
you.
at Game
That's
Pass.
you. That's
But look
you.
at Game Pass though. But look
I
at
mean,
Game
that's
Pass.
you. That's you, man.
Look at Game
You
Pass.
know, Cowboy. You know, I'm making
You're
sense
talking
to you.
to
Though.
me. I
I'm
can't
making
help it. I
sense.
can't make
I'm
myself
making
somebody
sense.
else.
I'm making sense to you. You
No,
know
I'm
what
just
I'm talking about.
But
There's
look at
Go ahead,
Game
dude.
Pass. Look at Game Pass, right?
Mhm.
Xbox has what? I don't know, maybe one new gen exclusive right now, maybe two, medium and grounded or something like
And
that.
one of them's from PlayStation.
Right, and MLB and one of them for PlayStation. And what's that community
Cloud
doing?
gaming.
Oh, Game Pass is the best
Right.
value. Well, what's on Game Pass? A lot of the stuff is old stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but
And you championing me to like buy into Game Pass like it's this great value thing.
yeah, but listen,
when I gotta
JD,
games, like come on, bro.
JD, don't let me do it to you, bro.
Come
Let's
on, bro.
not sit here and try to
all
compare.
right. So JD,
PlayStation
look,
now.
man.
Hold on.
Okay, now
Hold
this is
on.
where I agree with
Don't do that.
Cowboy.
Don't do
This
that.
is where I agree. This is where
Hold
I
on.
agree with Cowboy.
Yeah,
This is where I agree with Cowboy.
Thank you. Let's not
This is where I agree with
compare.
Cowboy.
Let's not dare today.
This-
I don't know
yeah.
what's gonna happen tomorrow, but
Yeah.
let's not try to compare
Thank you. Now
Game
this.
Pass to PS Now. Let's not do that.
JD, you a big Game Pass hater, man. Now,
Yeah.
why are you a big hater? Why are you a big? Because now me and Cowboy on
Hey,
here.
let's
now,
not. Hey, we're not gonna team
Hey,
up
look,
against JD. I'll fire both of you off this show.
Yeah, right.
You might have to sit down right now.
Guys,
You're
guys,
one of
calm
us
down.
now. You can't be hating on him.
Game Pass is okay, but it's not that great.
It damn sure is above PS Now. Don't do that. Come on.
For
now.
consoles, yeah, it might be great for console players, but I'm sorry, how does Xbox Cloud Gaming run right now? How many people you see streaming that on a daily basis? How many people are playing it?
Stream it and it ran fine. I watched your stream.
I'm one person. It's not. Yeah, it looked like it ran fine. Remember, I upscale my streams. But I'm just saying though, it still has pixelation issues. It's not like what on there what is going to benefit someone from playing xCloud?
Okay, hold on, pause real quick.
Their cloud gaming over playing it on their damn console.
Hold on, DrSpaceman.
How many people?
Let me ask DrSpaceman to do me a favor. DrSpaceman, can you switch yourself with Vet so you could be in the middle and them two could be on one side and we could be on one side? Because if you want to do this, bro. Hey, you ready? Ray, you ready? Ray, you ready?
No, you know what? This is Cloud Station. This is not Debate Station.
Oh, all right.
Take that junk to your own channel.
Oh man.
All right. You go. Hey,
well, when y'all guys want to come see us, let us know. I'll set it up.
See, my thing is, look. I'm like Ace out there, man. I love them. I love them all. I have them all. I enjoy them all. I see the good. I see the bad. Okay. Yeah. But hey, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm enjoying playing baseball on the, I'm having fun playing baseball.
No, I agree with everybody. Hey, man, play what makes sense. But Anthony's up here saying that, hey, I'm not playing no old games, but you're champion for Game Pass, and that don't make no sense because nothing but old games.
Okay, here's the thing. All you're doing is picking out on game. All you're doing is saying, no, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. What you're doing is saying, okay, yes, we know PS Now has primary old games, but Game Pass do too. You're right. But Game Pass has brand new games. How are you going to compare a PS Now that has no brand new games versus a thing that has brand new games? That's not even a comparison.
We got Avengers. We got Borderlands
Avengers
3.
came out September 1st.
That's a new game. You still playing
So then why are you playing on? How
Hear me out.
if you're gonna hate on? So you're hating on Avengers?
Hey, Dr. Spaceman,
wait.
how you doing? I love Dr. Spaceman.
Aren't you playing Avengers on Stadia?
Listen.
Why you got to play an old ass game on Stadia?
Hold on. I said the word brand new. Brand new isn't September. We're in May.
But how much is PlayStation Now and how much is Game Pass?
I don't
Game Pass is a lot more expensive than PlayStation Now. So yeah, you got brand new games, but you're paying for those games.
You get the good stuff.
Yeah.
The cloud, to get the cloud, you're paying $15 a month or whatever the hell it costs. I don't know.
$14.99.
PlayStation
really
Now,
worth it
if
for
you get a
one
yearly
game?
subscription, it's $5 a month. That's a pretty good deal. Now save up that money, $10 a month. At the end of the year, you got plenty to buy those brand new games of your choosing, not the one Microsoft decided to put on Game Pass.
So,
and
the thing is,
after a few months.
And the thing is $15 a month. So how many people are going to pay $15 monthly and just keep? The only reason they're spending that is to just play MLB. Are they going to play anything else, or are you going to play MLB and then get tired of it eventually because you got other stuff?
No, I got. Just so you know, I got second extension came out today, and Destroy All Humans came out today, and they do have some other games coming out today. But see, me, I love PlayStation because all those PlayStation 2 games, love them. I haven't played them all. I can't sit here and say I played all 800 games. And there's platform, there's action, there's all types of games. And I think I'm getting my money's worth for the PlayStation Now. Now, when it comes to the Game Pass, I'm paying for the new games.
How much do you really think Microsoft is invested in Xbox versus Sony invested in PlayStation?
And what are we talking about here? Game Pass versus PS Now?
I'm just saying in general, because you're throwing. I mean, what if Microsoft says, are they going to continue to focus on Game Pass and all of that, or are they more looking at it as the service and how much money they can keep making? Are they going to worry about putting the content? They're not even making. I mean, if you look at the numbers,
I don't even know where you going. They're all out to make money. You ain't got no contract with PlayStation, Stadia, or Xbox. Why are we worrying about how much money they making? That's
PlayStation because PlayStation is still trouncing Xbox in numbers. The numbers.
How much money did you make of that? How much money did you get a check? I don't think you did. It doesn't even matter how much money. The value is what it comes. All right, listen. For us,
because it don't matter about the value. The point is, if Microsoft starts losing money because of Game Pass, you can say goodbye to. I can guarantee you'll say goodbye. Microsoft's a business.
No statistics. Oh, I forgot. I was on Speculation Station. My bad. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, I did. I totally messed that up.
Yeah, SOCOM is not on PlayStation Now right now.
Yeah,
I think it was before.
You just got excited.
I know. I was just using an example.
Thanks for
Call of Duty.
I was using an example. Yeah, that's what I meant.
But there's a lot of great multiplayer titles on there.
There is, and that was what I said. You look, I'm 48. I'm old. Y'all leave. Stop picking at this old man.
WW2K Battlegrounds.
I did
2K
like
Battlegrounds is new.
I was a big fan of Resistance. They got Resistance 3 on there, right?
Yes.
I
love
Resistance 3.
Love Resistance. And see, that's a game I never finished. So when I saw that game on PlayStation, dude, every time I scan through the games with Vet, and oh my god, I didn't know that. Oh my god, I didn't know that.
There was so much stuff on there.
Yeah. So
old stuff. Sorry.
Old submarine.
That's what it was made for. Though. That's what it was made for.
Same thing in everything. I mean, every time you say old stuff, it's just like, well, Stadia just got Saint Rose the third.
But in all fairness, though, Game Pass does have old games too. You're right.
That's the thing. Every platform has old stuff. That's the whole point. Is if you're building a new service.
Oh yes.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying. Stadia came out. You can't just look how hard it was to get new stuff for them. Of course, you're gonna put old ass games on there.
But here's the thing, that all I'm saying is this: if you look at why you think PlayStation Now was always considered the afterthought, because if you line up every single service gonna say either Stadia is gonna be like, well, I could buy, if you wanted a new game, you could buy a new game, right? PlayStation xCloud is gonna say, well, sometimes we get brand new games. And then GeForce Now is going to say, if you bought the game on the PC, you could have it brand new. And then PlayStation Now is going to be like, well, you can't get brand new games. So what I'm saying is, there's at the end of the day, it's still the other services are always going to have that little trump card, which is called a brand new game. So
on this, I'm going to say,
go ahead, Doctor.
Because you keep saying speculation TV, speculation station TV.
No, I said I started speculation station. I took off the TV. I got a better ring with speculation station.
But I started this channel because I started noticing some changes happening over at PlayStation in their cloud realm. And as I was saying, PlayStation Now is not the end game for cloud gaming for PlayStation. So taking PlayStation Now as the only example, yes, it's what we have at the moment, of course. And I started this channel, yes, on speculation. But we know that Jim Ryan is actually doing some movement in the back. He said so himself. He's working on something to counteract on Game Pass, and it's coming down the line. So if you want newer games available in the subscription on PlayStation, chances are it's coming down the line. But they haven't released that yet. They said first they were concentrating themselves on PlayStation 5. They were delivering that console. Hey, Meg, how's it going?
Hey, Meg.
Meg.
So they're focusing on the PlayStation 5 release at the moment. They're trying to get it in everyone's hands. Yeah. While it's been confirmed by Jeff the other day that there is also some people over at Sony who are putting together the Game Pass counter offer, which will probably include cloud gaming. It will include newer games. It will include a lot of things. We know that they're working also on including movies and TV shows and part of that.
Yes.
And they were already testing it out in Poland to see the reception, how people like it.
So everything you said was cool, but everything you said was a speculation. None of that is concrete.
I do admit that it's speculation.
What Jim Ryan says is speculation. So even when it comes out of his mouth, it's speculation.
Everything, but listen, what did he say? What did Jim Ryan say?
Speculation based on facts.
Yeah, so you got to say, what did he say? He never specifically said A or B. He just said, we're going to do some stuff. And listen, I know, Sony is the king right now because of sales. That's the measuring stick, right? So I'm going to say they're the top dogs because they sold more PlayStation 5s. They sold more PlayStation 4. All I'm saying is there's a bunch of people, even with Xbox, that's kind of pissed off. They're like, yo, where's the games? Where's the games, right? Where's the next gen games, right? So, but we'll be fools to think PlayStation don't have a hat trick up their sleeve. I'm sure they do. What I think happened with PlayStation is they probably just felt like we sell so many systems, we don't need to worry about the cloud. And then they was like, damn, this cloud thing is actually getting serious. And we already got a cloud thing. So I think they definitely got something up their sleeve. We would be fools not to think PlayStation is going to come out hard. We just don't know.
Our job here is to speculate, or else people can just go on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Oh, Wikipedia is the worst.
The thing is, though, I think what everybody fails to realize, Sony doesn't say anything. They tell you when they want you to hear. That's when you'll find out. They're not Microsoft. They don't just throw all their information out or accidentally, oops, it leaked out somehow. Or the same with Google. Good God, I mean, look at all of these other ones. Sony is about as good at keeping things on the information locked up as is Nintendo. That's the problem. And yes, that is I see that as a bad thing sometimes, but I also see it as a good thing. It's a weird way I look at it is, it sucks that I would love for them to come out like Microsoft or Nintendo, or Google and just be like throwing all the information out and letting us know more things. But sometimes I do like it. I mean, look at Google. Google took that same advice. They got so much backlash for shit that went wrong, and yet look at them now. Now people are pissed when they don't leak out it. They don't tell us all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes.
Well, you know what? I'm a little older.
It's the same thing.
I'm a little older. I mean, Ray and I are around the same age. most of my life has been, if you want to know what's happening next, you got to look at a magazine or go to GameStop. And most of the times they said to be announced. So I agree. I'm not the younger where I need every week. I need the developers to let me know. That's not me. So I'm with you. I don't need to know nothing. Listen, I'm pretty sure Sony is going to kill it when they do whatever they do. But I don't think they're not going to add their exclusives, though. I can't ever see that happening. But I think they're going to have great value. For me, I just got to see, like I said, bro, the day Sony dropped this amazing, like I said, all they got to do is what people don't want. If people feel like, I say if you buy a PlayStation 5, you can play any game you purchase in the cloud. I'll spend the $500. Now, most people will be like, well, Stadia is free and Xbox, you only pay $14.99. I'll pay $500 because I know Sony got the games I want. I know they're going to get damn near every game. So they're going to be
Spider-Man on Marvel Avengers? Spider-Man on Marvel Avengers.
Spider-Man on
multiplayer with lobbies full of people.
Lobbies
There's a lot of
snap.
people on PlayStation.
Yes, there is.
Oh,
That's
snap.
true.
No dead online.
Yeah.
You go on older multiplayer games. You start looking for people and lobbies are full.
Yeah, that's the one thing I love. That was what I really appreciated with PlayStation Now. Not only do they have, I don't give a crap if they're old games. They still have games that people play that I went into Red Dead, the original one.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption. And I went to the online and there were hundreds of people. I didn't even make it out of the town before I got killed about 20 times and rage quit. Because I was like, I can't do anything every time. But I'm just like, I don't pay for an online to be able to access that. It's included in the service. But I'm just like, I was amazed that each of these games that have access to online multiplayer, there are tons of people. I went and Duke Nukem. There were people in that one playing.
So it's a given. We just said PlayStation sold so many systems, so it's a numbers game. If they, like I said, it's popularity. When people was like, Xbox going to take over, I said, there's no way. It's too many PlayStation 4 was sold. If you do the numbers, I worked for a market research company for a few months away from 20 years. It's a numbers game. If PlayStation sold 10 consoles and Microsoft sold 5, chances are the new PlayStation is going to sell more. It just makes sense. So
it's a global thing. It's a global thing because Xbox is not doing that well globally. Like they never penetrated Japan. They never really penetrated Europe.
That's why why do you think they wanted MLB the show? Partly I think it was a lot of just getting MLB wanted it in more people's hands. So that played a role, but why do you think they're trying to buy things? Microsoft, I will give Microsoft credit. I've always been a huge Microsoft fan. Not the console, but Microsoft overall. PlayStation has always had a soft spot in my heart. I can go to the Xbox, but I come running right back to PlayStation. But with technology wise, Microsoft has always been my favorite with whether it's good or bad. But that was one of the things that drew me to Stadia was the tech. But I'm not going to be blind and discredit that Sony has not got some things up their sleeve. Of course, I know Sony. I've been around.
Oh, here's the thing. It's
going to come at some point, and when it does,
you guys,
it's going to be fun to watch it.
You guys are giving them a lot of credit for what they haven't done yet that we all know they will do. So I guess you guys are just kind of getting on the bandwagon a little bit. So when they do it, you could be like, I knew it. My thing is like, just prove it to me. That's all. When they pull it out,
isn't that the people that signed up for Stadia
Rock.
initially? We
Love you, man.
We didn't know how Stadia was going to be.
Good night, Rock.
He's trying to go to poor Adam.
I'm just saying, isn't all of the people that initially took the chance on Stadia, weren't they jumping on the Google bandwagon? It's no different.
No, I don't think.
I mean, we really didn't. We didn't know how Stadia was going to be before it launched in November. That we could speculate till we were blue in the face.
Yeah, you didn't know what game
they had beta testing, but
so I'm gonna speak for myself. $2,000 folding phone. I'm a tech enthusiast. I jumped on Stadia because I was like, wait, no downloading, no installs. I could go on vacation and not have to take my box. My thing is I go on vacations. Like I said, a story. My last vacation we went to, my wife was like, you can't take your PlayStation. I was like, when you sleep, well, I could be playing games. Now you need to be with the family. So when I heard of Stadia, I was like, wait, I could just take my phone on vacation, which I'm gonna take anyway, and a controller, and be able to sneak and play games while she sleep.
But you still didn't know what games they were gonna have.
Oh, say that again.
You still didn't know what games they was gonna have on that platform.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it didn't
Exactly.
matter. At the end of the day, it was what? What is it? $130. So it was $130. You got a Chromecast Ultra and you got a controller. And what was it, like 3 months of Pro or whatever? So it was a low entry to just, I could have paid $130 and be like, oh, this is trash. So it was a low entry. But
well, PlayStation Now is a low entry, right?
It's $1
So if I
now
pay
to try it.
$5, $20 a month.
That's PlayStation Now. You have nothing I want. None of you could say anything I want. Play something I want, and I will get PlayStation Now right now.
Because every time I show you something, you just say, "I don't want it."
Because it's old stuff.
I don't want it. I don't want it. No.
Because
I don't want it.
no,
No.
it's old. You keep bringing up. Listen. Vet keeps saying, challenge him in WWE 2K19. That's a 3-year-old game.
Can you play WWE? Can you play it on Stadia?
Battleground.
Can you play it on Stadia?
No, it's still. I own it on PlayStation and I'm not playing it. I own the game, Vet. If the game is 3 years old, I didn't play the one that came out after it. Why am I even playing that one?
I mean, but guys, let's not look. We can't look. If he doesn't, the thing about it, guys, if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it, and that's the thing about being a consumer. He's
Is that on there?
Oh, Monkey Island 2. God bless it. I remember playing that.
I never.
No, he's
Damn
fine.
it, Squid. Hey, don't change the subject and throw the squirrel moment out there.
Like Monkey Island 2.
I know, I saw that. I muted my mic.
Ant is fine with whatever he perceives.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
He's fine as whatever you perceive as value. If you say that,
that's all.
there's no games for you on PlayStation Now, you're absolutely
There ain't no
right.
games
There's no games for you. But when you say, well, it's just a bunch of old games.
It is. Look at that.
Or we don't know. You guys are just speculating. Games are coming. I'll be like, all right, well, we're speculating what games are coming, whether they're new or not from Stadia. Right. And the barrier to entry to PlayStation Now is lower, or it's about as cheap as Stadia.
Doki Doki. I play Doki Doki.
You know what I'm saying?
Cherry Man Gaming. What's up?
That's my only thing when you try to say something else. But yeah, if there's no games for you, there's no games for you.
Yeah.
Everybody is different. So, for instance, Ray said he loved the older games. He didn't get to play a lot of them. Dude, it's a massive value, right? I still own a bunch of older games. I got 2 PlayStations. This stuff I have that I don't play. Why? Because I'm playing the newer games. I'm not even playing certain newer games because I'm playing newer games.
But that's a bunch of games that you can access from your PS4 or PS5 that you don't need the disc. You don't need to carry those crates around. Like, you might have the collection, but if you're new to the PlayStation environment that you've never played on PlayStation, like you were on Xbox before or whatever,
right,
you subscribe to that. That's a whole lot of games. A lot of those are PlayStation exclusives. A lot of games are just random games over there that have a great value. There's a lot of Lego games on there. If you have kids, you hook them up on those Lego games. It's good family value there.
Yeah, I was about when you started talking, I was gonna say, it'd be perfect for a kid. A kid would be like busy forever.
Yay!
Until that kid say, "Oh, I want Fortnite." You're like, dang.
I have one question. For Ant.
Yes,
so with so let's just say you're not a fan of PlayStation Now because they don't have any newer games. But what's the value added to remote play?
So I was a big
even if it's not. Though remote play is not under PlayStation Now.
Yep.
You said, well, I'll pay $500 to be able to play those games and have access to PlayStation Now if they had newer games. But if you have access to PlayStation, you have remote play for free.
Right.
So does that add value to have newer games along with PlayStation Now? So
I was a big. If you look on my phone, I have the remote play on my phone. I got the remote play on my PC. I was into remote play before Stadia came out. I used to do remote play, and it was decent. I even had an idea. I was like, what if I could remote play to my PC and stream it through OBS? I actually tried that.
I did it the other day.
It was just too much latency. But I was like,
I did it a few days ago, and it ran really well.
I watched it. And I was extremely impressed.
What I did is I got my PS5 right next to my PC,
Okay.
I got my capture card. I got OBS. I split the screen in two. So I just put the screen one over the other and just reduce half of the side of the screen for one of them. So you had half of the screen, which was the stream, and the other half was directly in the capture card from the PS5. And it looked really good.
Yeah. See, that's
so they improved the thing quite a lot.
Yeah, but it sounded like you went through a lot to do that. So I'm just
No, it was super easy.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, you first of all, a capture card costs about what, $150. Right?
I already had a capture card.
Okay, so I don't. So
and the capture card is not necessary. I only did that just to compare the quality.
Right.
I don't need a capture card if I'm doing stream play. Like remote play on the PC, I just use the app. PlayStation could be in another room, could be in a different building. I connect on that, get a connection.
Yeah, I did hear that the PlayStation 5's remote play was a lot better than the PlayStation 4. So that's interesting. But that's interesting. That's a different way to look at it. I used to stream
and any of your PS5 game and PS4 games that you install on there, you can use remote play 4.
Yeah, but
so
you just said
awesome.
This was sounding really good.
Switch integration, doesn't it?
Hold up. This was sounding really good until you just said a dirty word that reminded me. Oh, that you could install. Oh, now I got to worry about space and all that. Never mind. It was sounding good.
Fiber on my PlayStation. It takes seconds to install a game.
Yeah, but when that is space, how much space you got, Dr. Spaceman?
But you do know that it has
a lot of space.
hard drive.
I didn't
even
but it has
man.
But even the but if you look at the
PlayStation,
go ahead, Stadia Vet.
I was gonna say the PlayStation 5 did get an update with the M2 SSD drives. That in computer language means that it's removable and you can upgrade it to another a bigger size.
True.
And M2 SSD drives, it's computer hardware. It means the price is going to come down, which means that in all reality, if it works that way, that should mean that you should be able to upgrade that at no problem. I don't know if you'll be able to upgrade hard drive space, how easy it would be in the new Xbox. I don't know. I didn't look at the text. I didn't look at the specs to see if it has it.
Yeah, you know what the issue is? That's a lot of that's a lot of like, okay, you could do this and that. So you'll buy a $500 system, you get what external hard drive that's probably $200, right? So now you have to
I wouldn't even buy an external hard drive though. If I spent $500 on it and if I had enough games that it ran out, I would not buy an external hard drive. Why wouldn't you just pull the hard drive that's in the system out and replace it with a bigger hard drive?
Well, you can do that
instead of having all these extra cables and shit.
Yeah, you can do that.
But here's another value to that, because you're calculating up the stuff, but then we gotta calculate. Well, is Outriders getting the patch on Stadia?
Sorry, JD. I read Squid's comment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if you think,
are these new games? Are these new games that's coming to Stadia?
Oh, thankfully, God, he's gone.
Yes, he's running away. He's got no more argument.
That's what you get when you get a $2,000 phone, y'all. That's what I get when I'm $2,000
phone, but I'm not going to spend $2,000 on it.
I guess the Cowboy
Lord.
He's back.
Oh man, I thought we were.
Dr. Spaceman, don't be kicking me off, man.
It's that $2,000 Samsung piece of junk you got. You probably should have invested in Google technology. You know, I mean, it won't show up because of my camera stuff, but you know, Pixel.
What I was saying
is Jackson Dax on the PS now.
You're calculating up.
Hold up.
What's up? Is Jackson? Yes, it's on the PS.
Yeah, you got. That has to be on there.
And Squid, Twitch does work on PlayStation. Has Twitch integration and YouTube integration.
It had it on the PS4.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it got to be on the PS5.
Yeah. So you sitting up here adding up, calculating. Well, I gotta buy a $500 console, then I gotta buy $200 SSD, whatever. But then on these games that are coming to Stadia, well, are they going to be 60 FPS or whatever matters to you? Whether that's resolution or frames, whatever matters to you. Well, it's Cyberpunk or whatever hot AAA games even first, is it even going to come to the platform? Second, is it even going to have all those next gen bells and whistles?
But let me ask you a question. What next gen bells and whistles? Let me know.
4K 60 frames. That's the next gen bells and whistles.
Oh man,
not Stadia's up. Not Stadia's upscaled. Not Stadia's upscaled.
That's it. All you're dangling in front of me is paying $500 to get the game to look
wait.
Slightly
doesn't
better.
the PlayStation 5 doesn't the PlayStation 5 allow you?
Let me talk to JD.
Allow a PlayStation.
Let me talk to JD. That's it, JD. All right. So
no,
one.
No. Hold on.
Go ahead.
That's not it. Hold on. If you're on Xbox, that's it. If you're on PlayStation, you got a DualSense controller, which, as we see for Returnal previews, everybody's writing a home run about how the controller is integrated into the game and how that feels very next gen, even with Astrobot's Playroom. So it's the controller with the PlayStation 5 and not just 4K 60.
I'm going to say this in the nicest way possible. You gentlemen are simpletons. You like gimmicks. You're like, oh, look, this is vibrating differently than the last
isn't
gen.
Stadia a gimmick?
Listen.
Isn't Stadia just the glorified gimmick that came from reality?
Okay, let me explain to you.
Show me it. Whoa. Here, real quick. I just want you to tell me which game has true native 4K 60 FPS on Stadia.
Okay.
Do you have one? No, I don't want your upscaled nonsense that makes it look like it's in 4K. I want actual. Show me the actual game that is true 4K, like the next gen systems, because you ain't gonna find one.
You want to play newer games, right?
Let me rebuttal him. Can I rebuttal him? So my son, when he walks in the room, right, and he see me playing Marvel Avengers, and he got a PlayStation 4, right? And he walks in, he's like, damn, man, every time I look at this game, I'm like, it looks pretty good, huh? Bro, it looks pretty good. I don't even know what it's on. It's 60 frames, whatever it is. It looks pretty good, right? So you might be sitting there like, you don't even have a PlayStation 5. Don't talk to me. PlayStation 5, let them talk to me.
Damn. Why'd you go there? Why'd you go there? Why'd you go there? Why'd you go there?
Now, back to the person I should be talking to. Wait, you got PlayStation 5?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, that's who I should be talking to. Now, so listen, it's a such thing called a gimmick versus utility, right? When this $2,000 fold and fold came out, everybody was like, bro, it's a gimmick, it's a gimmick. I was like, I think I can utilize it. I'm going to check it out and see if is it a gimmick or utility, right? For me, I'm a content creator. I turn it to the side. It'll give me a bigger screen. So I proved that for me, it's utility. Samsung proved that, yes, there's a need. Why? They're making more and more foldable phones. So it proved that, oh, guess what? It wasn't just a gimmick. Now, for me, a vibrating controller, it's still
you haven't felt it.
It's not just vibrating.
It's a gimmick because it doesn't. It's a gimmick because it doesn't. You don't need it in order to play the game. It's literally not making the game better.
You haven't tried it. It's really a next level thing.
But let me ask
resistance on the trigger, haptic feedback,
let me ask
vibration on it.
If you if you can't operate that, like, is that if your controller broke and you couldn't get the haptic feedback, would the game pause and say you can't play the game anymore? The game is still
you probably definitely cannot play any PlayStation 5 exclusive game if that controller breaks, because those games that are made specifically for that DualSense controller, like Astro's World and even Returnal, the mechanic in Returnal is the trigger. It's the trigger to alt fire. And you have to press it in a certain way that only the DualSense can have. So if you don't have that controller, I don't know how you're going to play that game by going in accessibility options.
I can tell you're just going to press it hard and it's going to go down. That's it. Now, you got something else, man? What else you were saying? Something about
we've been doing this for over 2 hours. It's getting pretty late here. I think we're gonna wrap this up.
I told you it was a mistake to bring him on here.
Yeah.
Should never brought me on this show.
I told you. I tweeted it out. It was a mistake. This guy, all he want to do is debate.
Listen, here's the thing. You would have been better off just representing the PlayStation 5 versus trying to represent PlayStation Now. PlayStation Now ain't it. It ain't. Now it's going
It's
to get
not a show
better.
about PlayStation Now, by the way. I never said this show was about PlayStation
Oh no,
Now.
I just said this whole talk would have been better off talking about the PlayStation 5 and the 3 games it got. Oh damn. Never mind.
Much more than 3 games. This is a show about
Stadia
PlayStation with a focus on cloud gaming. We're looking at where cloud gaming is going for PlayStation.
Yeah, listen, we all know
going
PlayStation is going to get great. We all know it's going to do really well. It's just we don't. Again, like Vet said, they they're tight-lipped, which I agree with. So right now we
whoa! Did I hear he said he agreed?
Yeah, I agree with
It's
oh
a rare occurrence, but it happened.
No, yeah, I mean, listen, there's certain things I agree with. You guys just are disagreeing with what I agree with. That's all. But I'm sure we got a lot in common. Me and Ray had conversations. We agree on a lot of stuff when it comes to Game Pass, and JD don't. So it is what it is. But I just feel like to truly have a good debate, PlayStation Now is not. They don't have enough to have a debate with these other services. We could agree that they was the last of the bucket. Like they was the afterthought. Nobody, like when people was finding out, like. It's like a big deal. Guess what? I heard PlayStation Now is good. Like, no, it ain't. Like, it is for real. Like, nah, you're lying. Like, people don't even want to believe it. That's on Sony, though. That's on Sony, right? So I'm just saying that we're debating services. PlayStation Now just isn't. It's going to be hard for them to win against.
They're starting to do some moves to promote it by giving the $1 promotion for the first month,
right?
And they're bringing some games like Avengers. Was a popular game, and it still is. And like you said, they just did an update like last Thursday on it to bring more content. It's on PlayStation Now right now.
Yeah.
So they're doing some moves slowly to bring it more towards the front.
July 5th. But I think what they're doing, I think it's going to help Avengers out more than PlayStation. So I think they're smart. I got a feeling Spider-Man is going to come out shortly after that. So here, you figure this, right? You got a new update that come out. You put the system in more hands, right? The game in more hands. You put it on PlayStation Now. It's included, right? But you say the 5th. People are going to play it and be like, yo, I heard this game was bad, but it's not really that bad because it's free. Who's not going to play it for free, right? That's why I keep saying they need to just make Anthem for free now, right? Make it on everything since they're not making new content. So anyway, back to Avengers. So you put it on PlayStation Now. A bunch of PlayStation people could play it for free. They end up liking it, and then you pull it away. Like, man, I really did like the game. It's okay. And Spider-Man come out and Black Panther come out. You're like, hell with that. I'm buying it. I mean, it's smart. That's smart business for Square Enix. But
anyway, so as I was saying, we're going to need to wrap this up. So just want to bring up, you're starting the Entertainment Bash Community Network.
Oh, yeah.
And we're on board with this. So anything you wanted to bring up on this before we close this show?
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. So, guys, the Entertainment Bash Community Network, DrSpaceman and JD and Ray and Vet, they was nice enough to partner up. But it's going to be pretty cool. So if you think of a one-stop, one-shop where you're going to go to a YouTube channel and you're going to say, I wonder if, I want my PlayStation fix. DrSpaceman and the gang, guys already been watching. They are legit. They love PlayStation. They're knowledgeable about PlayStation. You're going to be able to click on their channel front and center. And bam, you're going to be able to go right to here and you're going to be able to see all the content that CloudStationTV has. If you scroll down a little further down the line, you're going to see like, wait, we have playlists that have Nintendo, PlayStation, VR, computer, whatever you could think of, shows, podcasts. And what you're going to be able to do is click on any of these playlists and you're going to be able to see content from different content creators. Now, if you want to be a part of it, all you have to say is, hey, I do specific content on, let's say you only do Nintendo. Say, hey, I did a Nintendo stream last night. Cool. Give me your link. I'll throw you a link in the Nintendo playlist. And then random people could find it. Because here's the thought. Let's say DrSpaceman, you live in what, Canada, right?
Yep.
So DrSpaceman is in Canada, right? And I know Vet lives in Minnesota, right? So DrSpaceman live in Canada.
Can't hear you anymore. Your volume went
Jesus, my prayers are answered.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
I think you kicked your microphone or something.
No, dude. I was seriously, I was praying to shut him up.
Yeah, your microphone isn't. Oh,
there you go.
So
there you go.
Oh, Lord.
All right. So if you think of it, Dr. Spaceman, no, I'm almost done, but this is a good point though. So Dr. Spaceman might have people who like his content. So if they click on there and just say, oh, well, he told me he was partnering with this other YouTube channel. Let me just go on there to find his content, right? So they go on there and they say, oh, wait, there's a bunch of other stuff. And they see Vet got this cool looking logo. They got every single thing you could think of in the background. So they say, let me click on it. That person, chances are that was Dr. Spaceman's viewer, probably would have never ever on YouTube ever found Vet's content. But because everything is on one page, it gives the average viewer to just scroll down and say, oh, look, there's a Mario game. I was curious about that Mario game, and then watch that person's content. Now, the beauty of it is that when they click on it, it's going to go straight to Vet's channel. It's going to go straight to CloudStationTV. It's going to go to straight to anybody who partners up or put their stuff on there. It's going to go to them. So they could get the views, they could get the subscribers, they could get everything. So that's pretty much what the Entertainment Bash Community Network is. It does not limit you on one specific content, but just to give you options under an umbrella to find anything you want.
You're making a sale, man.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
And this is for anybody who wants to partner up too. Think about it. Some of the people who didn't like the ideal,
Meg.
some of the
trying to do a wink, but it ain't working. It just looked like I had a seizure.
Some of the people who didn't like the ideal, I was like, this is strange because this just gives you a more eyes, right? It makes sense. Imagine if a bunch of people start going to this channel. Then they might be like, oh, wait, we click on Stadia Bash Community Network and see JD do Friday Night Fights. We click on there and see Vet playing Luna. It just makes
your
sense.
Content remain yours.
Yeah,
Wrong person with Luna. I mean, I know there's a Luna logo here, but they just paid me to advertise. I don't utilize the service.
I know, right? Let's say somebody do movie podcasts. All they do is talk about movies. This is perfect because they'll find their content.
I was supposed to be a wink, man. I swear to God.
Anyway,
great. So thank you very much again for joining us. Awesome concept for the Entertainment Bash Community Network. We're all in on this. So anything else anyone wanted to add before we close this?
Let me just say this. Guys, thank you for having me on. You know I give you guys a hard time, but that's because I love you. It's a New Jersey thing. They always say if you love the person or you like the person, you're going to mess with them more. But you guys do awesome content. Guys, in my heart, I'm a Sony guy. I'm just waiting for Sony to do what they do best, and I believe it's coming. So, you know, I'm messing with you guys, giving you a hard time. But at the end of the day, I love the show. I love the content. I will say I love that you brought Ray on. Ray is an awesome guy, and I love to see that he's on. He's the level-headed guy. Vet's gonna be the crazy guy. JD is like the you know, he's gonna make all the sense. Dr. Spaceman is gonna be the tech guy, but the heart of this thing is gonna be Ray. Ray's gonna be the guy to be like, listen, guys, and you're gonna be like, all right, guys, let's listen to Ray. So I just want to say I think it's awesome that Ray's a part of the team. And we just
listen to the doctor. You know, he's got a degree for a reason.
Right.
I'm telling you.
I'm a big fan of you, Vet, and I'm a big fan of JD. I think the four of you guys, this is like the super show, man. So
I thank you guys for inviting me to the Cloud Station and being part of this film. I've always been an admirer of Dr. Space and love Vet. And JD, I just think he's amazing. So when Doctor asked, I said, man, that was a no-brainer because I do play PlayStation now. Yeah. I love PlayStation now. And I remember and you know, like I said, I've been listening to Dr. Spaceman, and some of his stuff just blows me away. So
don't let him fool you, folks. Ray only came on here because he wanted to make sure JD was taken care of. Plus, he did want to find out how he was making all that extra money on the side to get that grand piano. You guys
exactly.
Hurry up, man! I gotta go play me some. I gotta go play me some SOCOM on PlayStation.
There you go.
By the way, starting today, you can play again Genshin Impact, updated for PlayStation 5 with brand new stuff in it. Brand new update for free today.
What was that again?
Brand new update for free release today with exclusive content for the PlayStation 5.
Oh man, I love it.
Hear that word? Exclusive.
So, thank you very much, Ray, by the way, for your kind words.
Not a problem.
It's really nice having you on board for this. You're an awesome guy, and
Thank you.
I think you're a perfect fit for this team.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, thank you again, Anthony, for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Vet, JD, thanks a lot, guys, for coming.
This video last time. Oh, sorry.
You ain't gonna stop me from being in the chats. Aiming the
oh man.
Well, there is a way about that. We can find a way about that.
There's called mod. There's called mod. Moderator.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony, man, for coming up in here, man.
Thank you. And we love you. Yes,
man. Yeah, we love you.
Yeah. This is my brother. This is my brother right here. We fight like brothers, man. But I love him, respect him.
Ray, you're pointing at JD.
I just love. You know what I want? I like. First of all, you guys got a catchy name. Second of all, you got to know what you mean, though. I would love, man, if people just see you guys as our like top PlayStation, podcast, man.
Well, since we're not, we are.
We're the first PlayStation Cloud Gaming podcast.
Yeah,
the only PlayStation Cloud game. The true.
Exactly.
I know there's some fakes out there. I ain't naming names, but we all know who I'm talking about. But we the number one. I don't want to name any names.
And also, thank you very much, everyone in the chat, everyone who watch, and everyone who will listen to the podcast audio. And took that jab.
What do you call it, Eli?
Player one. So thank you again, everyone, for hanging out with us, and everyone will be listening to this. So this is CloudStationTV. Guys, you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye,
guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Embrace debate.
Oh yeah,
embrace it. It's not toxic. It's good.
No,
it's
good.
Just have fun when you're playing your games. It doesn't matter where it's at.
Yes.
It's all
Don't use too many logos in the background.
See you, Meg.
So thank you again, everyone, for joining us.
Entertainment Bash Community Network.
Yeah, look that out. Entertainment Bash Community Network, Stadia Bash Community Network. Great guys over there. So have a good night, everyone.
Later.
Love you guys.